Good morning, folks. Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Doodle stream, where every Friday here on Twitch and YouTube, we spend 3 hours together while I attempt to doodle out your ideas and suggestions from the chat. Before we dive into the doodles for today, I'd like to remind everyone where you can find me outside of our time here together. Check out my website, KevinAHinkle.com, or you can follow me on social media at Mr. Kevin Hinkle. If you'd like to follow just my work as a freelance artist, I'd appreciate you giving me a follow over at MrHinkleDraws. That is where I post all of my artwork as a freelance artist on all the social media accounts, pretty much all the accounts. If you use it, I'm probably on there. If it's within your means, please consider supporting my work on Patreon. Patreon is a wonderful platform to help content creators all across the globe by providing a way for their fans to pledge continuous financial support. Tiers are as low as $1 a month and max out at $20, all with various rewards such as exclusive content, behind the scenes, sneak peeks, polls, and a discount for purchasing any and all products I sell online. All the names you see on the screen right now have already pledged their support, so I thank them very much. One of the rewards is a shout out during all videos and all live streams. So all these folks help make this kind of stuff possible. So thank you very, very much. And thank you guys for considering joining my Patreon community. You can see the link right there on the bottom of your screen, patreon.com/MrHinkleDraws, if you'd like to get some more information. And we are getting close to the fabled relaunch. Should be in November, so my Patreon will have a complete and total overhaul in November with all kinds of fun goodies, new tiers, new rewards, and I'll also be establishing and sticking with a content release schedule there. So hopefully it really, really comes to be a good value, and I do appreciate it. It means a lot to have that solid support coming in every month. It makes a huge difference. So thank you for that. Remember, with all of my streams, all the streams I host a drama-free zone, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So in order for as many people as possible to enjoy this live stream, I kindly request everybody in the chat, please be mindful of your conduct. No profanity, no harassment, no bullying, no instigating. Don't try to poke the bear, whoever that bear may be. Let's just be respectful of each other and enjoy some art, right? A little bit of art today. So joining me today to help take care of you guys, someone very familiar with taking care of the kiddos for our back to school theme. We got Brian Saviano, aka Bricks O'Brien here. What's up, Brian?
Hello. How you doing, man?
I'm splendid.
Excellent. I know everyone else is doing excellent as well. Otherwise, that wrench is going to get thrown at somebody's head, and I'm not afraid to do it.
Yeah, we have a ton of people already watching, which I absolutely appreciate. Raptus, hello Raptus, Funny Figs. We got Ray here. Will Harper is here. Jigglepuff YT. Very appropriate that this young man who should be in school is here for the back to school stream during school hours. I appreciate it very much so. We got Fazoom, Addison versus what is up, Addie? It's been a long time. I hope you are well. Ken Marlowe Bricks is here. What's up, Ken? Hawkeye, Brick Smith. What's up, Julian? Brick Studios here. Bricks Ideas here. Moto is here. Bama is here. And we got MJ Sweet 130 and Hawkeye over on the Twitch, holding the fort down on the Twitch machine. Golden Light Pictures is here. Hello, Ninja with the Bricks. Jeff is here. What's up, Jeff? I need to go back. I'm sorry. I missed the stream. I missed it. I tried, but I was busy. But I need to go back and do the replay of Jeff's interview last night on Boone Builds. But yeah, hey, welcome everybody. So yeah, back to school is the theme today. My son, my younger son, because my older son graduated, thankfully. So he's not at school anymore, but my younger son is in school. And this was his first week. So I figured back to school seemed like an appropriate topic, maybe. I think it's so different for different parts of the country on who's in school at what given time, because of snow days and all kinds of nonsense. So I don't know if we're vastly later than everybody else, or if we're right on time with everybody else, or if we're earlier than other people. But we started this week, and my son is in the hybrid model, which means he goes to school for half of the time. What's up, Lego Maniac? For half the time, and then he's at home half the time. So today is actually a home school day. So his older brother is helping him do his work right now.
Nice. Offload all that responsibility like a true parent would. Yeah.
That's how you do it. But yeah, I don't know why, but I was super reminded of you when I came up with this theme, Brian.
Why? Because I gotta always be mindful of the 6-year-olds in my Minecraft server and keep everyone in line.
I just like anytime I listen to your streams, you're like, "Listen up, kids," and you always have that clap.
Yep.
It's just like, it's so good. Andres is here. Well, hello, welcome. Here, let me start drawing something, and then we can talk.
Yeah.
Let's see, or a pencil with homework. Yeah, here, that's easy to start with, right? Golden Light Pictures suggests a pencil with some homework and a grade on it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's kick that up. So yeah, my son is doing. They broke it up by last name is what they did. So if your student has last name from this letter to this letter, they'll go Monday and Tuesday, and then if it's this letter to this letter, they'll go Thursday and Friday, and the whole school has no kids there on Wednesday, so they can sanitize and clean and kind of, I guess, fix it up and prepare it for the next batch of kids the next couple days.
Right. So
he has homeschooling Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then in school on Monday, Tuesday. And it's interesting. It's different. I mean, I'll take the little bit of the reprieve that I'll get. I'll take it.
Oh yeah.
Because it does make a difference. I obviously I like having my kid around, but when you're trying to work and you lose all that time for homeschooling, because he's young enough that he can't do it on his own. That's not happening. So you got to sit there with him. But I'll take it. Bama Bricks, we have remote learning for 2 more weeks and then start back half the time. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's interesting. And this week also, because, last week was last year, of course, was like a thrust into the unknown, like, what are we doing? Let's do this. And you could tell there's a little bit of that, like haphazard learning on the go and all that kind of stuff. But this year, they got their ducks in a row this year, folks. It's like,
do you feel like they actually have their ducks in a row, or they're coming off that way?
I mean, if they're faking it, they're doing a good job. But yeah, I mean, they were ready to go this time because, we log into this like online platform, and last year it was like just really the teacher. My son's A+, like A+ on this homework. The teacher kind of was in charge of everything really. And there was a lot of emailing too, because they didn't really know what system to use. So there was like personal emailing going on between the principal and the superintendent and the parent. And this year it's all streamlined into the thing. I mean, we sat there and watched the assistant principal deliver the morning announcements like live on the platform.
Wow.
So it was like everybody were doing the Pledge of Allegiance, at the time. Okay. And it was kind of amazing. So it's like, all right, we're on the ball. We're on the ball this year. What's up, CC? Good morning, everybody. Yeah, A+, nice, exactly. Yeah, and people.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say this comment from Ray. I can't imagine the people who are less tech savvy having easy time. No, probably not.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up once you started the next thing. I've heard very mixed opinions on a lot of this stuff, so it's interesting to get the perspectives.
All right, I'm going to switch over to Zoom. A pencil, horrified at the sharpener. That reminds me of our potato we drew forever ago. It was like potato distraught or something. I don't remember. But yeah, no, I can imagine that too. I'm sure it's not easy for everybody, but it's really, and also the other thing too is I was a little smarter this year because last year I'm like, oh, my son doesn't need, the school provides laptops and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, my son doesn't need that. He can use my computer. And of course I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I need my computer. Yeah. So like, that was another huge issue last year, is that he was using my computer. So I couldn't even like sit there next to him work while he was working. Like I'd have to just fully give him all the attention, which is fine. But it's like, that's in a lot of ways, that is how I got so behind in my job list and my queue. And I can't believe summer's over already. I can't. Because I mean, as you know, Brian, because we talk. We talk sometimes. I use for this, I use Photoshop Golden Light Pictures. I have been working at least during the summer like nobody's business. I mean, every day I've taken advantage of the time. My son is not having to work, so he's in front of the TV or playing games or whatever. And aside from some little breaks here and there, I have been working like when I wake up to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning every day, every week. And I've been hammering out stuff, man, but that line is not any different because, of course, every time I finish up 2 or 3 jobs, 2 or 3 emails are sitting in my inbox for another job. So I'm like, I can't catch up. I can't do it.
No, that's what I was talking about with you before about like, all right, what are the good projects you want to take on next to expand your portfolio and the true value of your time. And you start to learn all that once you realize, oh, I'm actually working myself to the bone and this is not making me happy.
No,
so you got to figure out that medium. And I think now that you have like a couple of days, you can at least figure that out a bit easier. But yeah, even me, like I needed a break this summer after being, bombarded with doing so many videos and content for so many people and blah, blah, blah. Like, especially with how stressful everything is right now,
life,
and literally everything is like on fire. So it's like, all right, we got to take like at least like a week to just like not and worry about ourselves and our loved ones and refocus. You know?
Yep. Absolutely. What's up, Shy Time? Moto, our school provides Chromebooks. Thanks be to the mini-eyed, all-eyed seed goat. So I to finish my story, I requested a computer this year for my son. I was like, yeah, we'll take one. So there was a couple days already where I had like, at the kitchen table, I'm working next to him and he's working, and I get him started on whatever project, and then so I can work at the same time. That's actually like not a good sharpener, but there's the sharpener.
It's one of those really like awful ones you get in the bundle package of the IP. It's like the IP related back to school kit, that's clearly made in Bangladesh. Like,
absolutely
super cheap,
And Ninja, you're totally on the money. It is an absolutely amazing problem to have. That there's like a never-ending list of jobs. Ray, I actually just raised my rates, to be honest. I just bumped them up like recently. So there's a lot of people that are in the inbox that are waiting, and anybody that I already gave them a price, I mean, I'm going to honor that. Mm-hmm. But a lot of those people, I'm like, okay, I'll get started on this when I can, but we didn't really talk about price, so they're kind of just waiting. But yeah, rates are going up on things.
Your time is very valuable, Kevin. You got to price it accordingly if you got to put a price on it.
You're too kind. Not the goat. Please stop, says Fazoom. No problem, Addie. Gonna leave and come. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you being here. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since Addie's been here. But yeah, the thing is that and I was telling you, hey, Brixish, let me get another suggestion here. Let's see. What do we got?
Yeah, I wasn't seeing many. We're so like focused.
I think there was some at the beginning. Let me scroll all the way back up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that here. Let's get our one Lego thing out of the way.
Get this Lego nonsense out of here for the day. One and done. Here we go.
Let's get our one Lego. So, what's up, Rick Jonas? Hello, welcome to the stream. So Raptus is a Lego kid sitting at a Lego desk doing Lego homework on a Lego laptop. So, all right.
And you're watching this on a Lego TV. Hello.
Yeah. So
thank you for tuning in. Have a good rest of your day, man.
Oh, see you later. See you later, Chris. No, yeah. Remember the time lapse, 5-minute time lapse of all Doodle streams drops on Monday. So if you want to have a quick recap, check it out. It'll be there available for you.
A little quick fix. Wow, I can't pronounce anything. Quick fix for you.
It's too early.
I'm only like 4 sips into this coffee, so yeah.
Yeah. What? So as I was saying, the one thing for me is that having the list. So like I have a list so I can keep track of what I'm working on. You know, I've got a document that's got everybody's names and kind of a generic.
I was going to toss in a hip hop reference in there because you said I got a list, and that's a reference to an Eminem song. I just want to let you know I was really tempted. I was really tempted to go with it, but then I thought nobody would get it. So I'm going to just let you continue. I just want to let you know.
Oh, hey, it's all good.
I resisted. Anyways, I'm sorry I interrupted. I had to,
It's fine. And so I've got them on this list, and it kind of helps me. The thing it helps me with the most actually is when people ask like, well, how many people are ahead of me, or, like stuff like that, because I can understand that if you're waiting for months, you want to know at least, is there any ETA, right? Mm-hmm. And that's hard for me to say unless I've got a list that I can reference. And so the list is ridiculous. I mean, the list has got 60 names on it, man. 60? And yeah, it's got 60 names on it. And every time I knock out one, I get 3 more, and it's like, and again, it's a great problem to have, but like mentally having like this list that never ends in front of you, it kind of stresses me out. And it's like, I spent this summer. And I mean, I guess the other thing too is, I mean, I could get more done if I did nothing but client work all the time.
Sure.
But I can't. Like, I need to make stuff for myself, which I don't spend a lot of time on it. But I mean, that's another thing is that, I'm trying to make this guy look like, what do I want him to look? I want him to look like
really sad,
bored.
Yeah. Like just really like regretful that he woke up that morning. That's how I felt in school.
Yeah. See, Ken right there. I'm waiting. It's been 3 months. Exactly. And I feel bad too. I feel bad for these people that are like waiting forever. Cause then it makes me feel like I'm slow, but I'm not. I'm not slow. That's the thing that drives me crazy is that I sit there like and I'm working on stuff until 2 a.m. every day. And it's just like, I can't work any faster. It's just, that's how it is. Yeah, looking at that list, the never ending list, and I cross a name off and add another name on the bottom and cross a name off, add 2 more on the bottom. And even this is after I give everybody fair warning. I go, hey, just so you know, you're looking at like 3 months wait. And people are like, that's great. Sign me up. What? No.
Well,
so it's just like,
I think more importantly than, well, maybe not more importantly, but like a different way to look at it too, from a stress perspective of like how many projects you have is like, all right, well, if you have all these projects, then like, who knows what you would have time for if you said, hey, I can't take this on right now because I want to work on this particular thing. So let's say you got a big project, like a big one that, should take precedence in your lineup, then, maybe you're not able to do it because you have 6,000 sig figs to make.
And that's the thing too. That like 95% of those jobs are draw my Lego sig fig.
Yeah.
That's like most of them.
That's still as common.
Yeah.
Really?
Ken, I don't mind waiting. I do get curious from time. Yeah, no, I mean, that's fair. It's fair to be like, where am I? Black Six is here. What's up? How about a locker crammed so full of books and paper? That's a good one. It's a good suggestion. So this guy is like just staring at the clock, right? We all did that.
That was me every day.
Didn't we? We all did that. We stared at the clock, and you're like, oh man, what? Maybe it was Rocco's Modern Life. Maybe if you ever watched that cartoon where they did a bit where he's staring at the clock I'm probably wrong. It's probably a different cartoon. But he's staring at the clock, and like the seconds are going so slow. And it's just like, it's got this like ear-piercing thud with every time the second hand moves. Like, and he keeps looking at it. And eventually he looks at it and it just stops. Like the second hand just stops. And whoever the character was looking at it is like freaking out. And then it goes backwards.
Oh, man.
It's so funny. Fleeb Nork, what's going on? Hello. Golden Light Pictures got to head out. Happy drawing. Thanks. See you later. And hello, Howie Stuff. Little Brian on his first day of first grade with a backpack and a lunchbox.
It's just imagine me being very tired with like, I was going to say with a Mario backpack, but back in my day, they didn't have, oh, you're actually going to draw that.
We have to.
I thought that was just like him describing what I'd be like.
Nope, okay. We're doing it. The tablet didn't want to, though. It ran away, but we're doing it. We're going to do.
So you have to do my mascot with the facial hair, even though it's first grade. It has to be, you know, the goatee. But I was going to say, I would not have a Mario backpack because back in the day, they didn't have licensed Nintendo anything. That's how that's that era. So,
well, they had really bad stuff like in Japan.
Yes, in Japan only, but not in America, because like Nintendo was like, wait, no. These Americans, they don't know Mario.
Right. Like, I mean, I'm sure you've seen it when you go and look at like all these like licensed merchandise from the 90s, and it's like horrible stuff. And you're like, where was that? And you're like, oh, Japanese only. Like stuff like that, you know?
Yep. Absolutely. But now, man, these kids nowadays, they're spoiled. Like Lego Mario was the icing on the cake, but like everything else, like all the plushes and the Mario cereal and like the Switch itself, I'm like, man, these now I'm being that old man that's like, you kids don't know what it was like back in the day.
I love it. All right, hold on 1 second. My fan is not hitting me all of a sudden. Let me just get up and change it. It's like I'm not gonna throw air on you anymore.
Nah, you gotta keep it circulated. Gotta keep it circulated, percolating. I don't know. But hopefully everybody in the chat is doing well and hanging in there. I'm still waking up. And I don't know how far back Kevin's fan is. If he's
okay.
There.
For some reason I have to take my headphones off. For some reason it turned off. That's weird.
Like no circulation for you.
That's super odd. It's never done that before. Interesting. Shy's in listening mode, heading off to work. We definitely need some firefighters in this episode. West Coast is burning. Yeah, it's kind of insane seeing the photos and stuff.
2020 doesn't stop, you know?
It really does. I mean, there's still some months.
That's what my friend Charles told me the other day. I'm like, hey, this year's basically done. We got Halloween, then Thanksgiving, Christmas, boom, we're done. And he's like, oh, no. There's time. Don't you worry. I'm like, huh?
Oh, make sure. I'm not going to let this go until it's appropriate to let it go. Make sure he knows that his favorite moment of the year is now an American experience. Because he was so I still can't believe he said that. That was a great answer.
Can you believe he says a lot more incredible things off camera too? Like that was very anyway.
Well, and it was funny because your other friend, she was like, really?
Yeah.
She just stared. But I mean, now he liked it so much he can experience it here.
You know, I'll run that by him. I'll let you know what he says.
All right, I'm trying to give you a hoodie.
Hawkeye Lego Man said, are you saying your fans don't cooperate, Kevin?
Well,
your fan wasn't pointed at you, and
I mean, that's also topical. What's up, Pink Wheels and Ghost Freaking Talking? Hello.
Howie says winter has hit Texas. It's a brisk 64 this morning. Howie, I don't think you know what winter is, but maybe you do, but not.
That's that Texas winter, man. I miss that winter. I mean, like I as a New Englander,
and you two are like, we scoff at that, like, oh, 64, I have the windows down. What are you talking about? But like,
yeah,
if you lived in Texas for that long and you got used to that, that probably would be cold after a while.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when I go back home. I'm like, oh yeah, this is nice.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, this is all right. I'm trying to give you like baggy clothes is what I'm trying to go for. It's like little baggy jeans.
That's what I wore all through high school. It was all baggy stuff. I had the earbuds in. I didn't pay attention to anyone.
But this is you in first grade.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing.
Same thing. He's like, I'm rocking the AirPods in first grade.
Not the AirPod. You know, I had the wired earbuds back then. I wasn't privileged. Those didn't exist yet.
Here we go. Here's your juice box.
It's a vacation juice.
It's got. I was gonna do a little Dunkin' cup, but I was like, yeah, juice box.
Yeah. Moto says my son did PE yesterday in his room with jumping jacks and running in place. The whole house was a drum. Oh my goodness, Moto. I'm so sorry. That sound like, why didn't he go outside? Like literally anywhere outside would have been probably fine, right? Like why inside?
Literally anywhere else.
Top floor, plaster and lath walls with the hardwood floors. It sounded like the drums in the mountain during Lord of the Rings.
Well, you know, if it's like when my son did his, at least last year when he was doing his gym time virtually, he had to like watch the video with the teacher and stuff, so he had to be in the living room to do it.
Yeah, Moto said it's on a Zoom session.
Yeah,
really?
See, there you go.
For PE? Come on. They just tell people to go take a walk.
Come on. Joseph Zawada is here. I miss parachute day. Oh yeah, parachute day.
Kevin, are you too old that you don't know what parachute day is? Do you know?
No, I do. I used to like parachute day.
All right, good.
It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. So I don't think they do that anymore. No. I don't think. But my older son, he didn't do that either in school, but they did it at Scouts, and he thought it was like the greatest thing in the world. And I'm like, we used to do these back in the gym days.
The best days were dodgeball. That's when you saw like the real competitive nature come out, and then you have the super hardcore guys that are like, they're typically like, yeah, I play baseball and I'm on the team and the blah 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 blah. But dodgeball is a more level playing field. So everybody can get involved, and you don't have to be super duper active. You just got to whip it at someone's head, and you're golden. And like you can make an impact that way. It's great.
All right, I'm trying to. I'm putting more thought into this than I should.
You're giving me an ear?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Ear.
Those are big ears. Those are accurate. Did you know me in first grade?
I think we were in different parts of the country. No, well, yeah.
Yeah, 2000 and
what year?
2001?
2002. In first grade?
Yeah.
2002?
Just about.
I graduated high school in 2 years after that, I think.
Man, you are ancient, bro. God.
Wow. Yeah, 2004. Yeah, I've got my little, it's right there next to me. For some reason, I've got my, the little tassel hang for my college and high school hanging on my door down here in the Lego room. So yeah, 2004.
I put all of my high school stuff, including like the various shirts from like special events, my yearbook, my award, and everything else in my high school backpack in my closet. So it's like a time capsule, which I think is a good way to do it. So anyone can take that suggestion if they want to keep all their stuff in one area. That's a good way to do it.
Did you have your facial hair back then?
In first grade?
In first grade.
All right, so if you're not going to go full... Okay, so the Bricks O'Brien is recognized on the sweatshirt. So in first grade, I had... I wish I could find you a picture. Oh, man, that would have been great to share with everyone, but that's fine. I had these very thin wireframe like gold glasses.
Oh boy.
I had that, and I had like the Oshkosh Bagosh / Gap ensemble. Like it was like
Oshkosh Bagosh.
That was like 90s right there, man. That was 90s kids clothing.
All right, you're gonna be thinking about
Mario. It has to be. Wait, hold on. Hold on. In 2001, 2002, I would be thinking of probably Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap. All right.
Because that was 99. Yeah, exactly. Like early 2000s, late 90s, it has to be Pokemon. Every kid was thinking about Pokemon.
It's Pokemon. What's up, Daily Brick? All right.
That is actually amazing, Kevin. I love that. I love it so much. Thank you, Howie. I'm going to need that one after. That's amazing.
It's a Dunkin' branded juice box. All right. Let's see. It's got coffee in it. All right. Boop. There we go. And I think I want to do that suggestion for a locker next. I think I saw. Pokemon Snap is still a good time, says Joseph Wada. Yep.
It's very short, though. You could beat that game in like 90 minutes, like 100% beat it.
Can you believe that Pink Wheels 3 had archery at her high school for PE?
Yes, I can. They never trusted us at actually, no, we did it at my high school, I think, like once or twice. But
really,
yeah,
I can't see that ever going well.
No, it wasn't the super like sharp arrows or anything, but
all right, let's do this locker. This is interesting too because so far I haven't used any. I mean, I don't have reference for first grade, but I haven't had to Google anything yet, which is slightly out of the norm. Little Brian getting with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, he said, "Did you have a chain necklace of a Pokeball?" No, but it was close.
Rifle target shooting in 6th grade, Moto.
We can see that Moto grew up in a really nice neighborhood when he was younger.
Rifle shooting. Okay, let's get this.
If they had rifle shooting at my school, oh boy, no.
The Boston suburbs.
Man, some of those suburbs, man, they get tough. It's on the. I'll talk about the the hard knock life on some Fireside Fridays.
It's the hard knock life for us.
My Joseph said my school had a horseback riding elective class, but not about to pay for that. That's cool that they even offer that, though. That's a pretty.
Not about to... Man, Joseph's got some good like one-liners. I love it. I'm not about to pay for that,
Kevin. There was a really good one on my last live stream. I'm going to tell you off stream after this. Oh man, I was dying. Oh man, he got me real good.
Joseph, you're like destined for streaming. Like
yeah,
you need to start your program.
Yep.
You might want to mark the channel, maybe not for kids, but that's fine. It's fine though. It's fine.
Daily Brick, yes, I am in Massachusetts. I'm currently sitting on the North Shore of Boston, Massachusetts, about 20 minutes out from the city.
Okay, you want to know something really crazy?
No.
I thought this person was messing with me, but they are not. So I was in a stream like a month or two ago, and there was this person commenting, which I'd never seen before, but commenting and saying stuff. And eventually that person was like, yeah, I live in Connecticut. And that's like, oh, I mean, that's already kind of unusual for me to be in a Lego stream with someone else who's also in Connecticut currently. I'm like, that's unusual. And then this guy's like, yeah, I live in Broadbrook, Connecticut. And I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you've been here, Brian. That's where I live. Yeah, right. This is, and it's not a huge secret, but this town is so small that we're not even a real town. We are, for all legal purposes, mailing purposes, waste management, we are rolled up into the greater city of East Windsor. But that is officially the name of the town. But I think it's classified as a village because it's so small. But I mean, it's small. And I'm sitting there like, this person knows that that's where I live, and they're like trying to troll me in this chat, right? That's what they're doing. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to respond. So I didn't. And then that person kept it going and whatever. Fast forward to last night, I was watching another stream. I never made any comment at all. Never once posted in the chat. Nobody even knew I was there. And this person was going on about how they live in Broadbrook, Connecticut. I'm like, is this person real? Is there really like a person down this, like 3 houses down from me, who just also happens to be watching Lego live streams on a regular? Like, that's so weird. So I'm still not totally convinced that this is a real person, but it seems weird.
There are Lego people that are around that because of Enfield. So like, it's not
impossible. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah, no, definitely weird. So in case anyone's curious out there, I'll spoil a little tidbit of the secret for me and Kevin. We will frequently, and I not like methodically do it, but we will both do the exact same thing where we'll go into a stream and just sit there, and then like I'll know for a fact Kevin is watching, and I'll text him and I'll make a comment about the stream, and he's like responding right back to it, like we have our own private live stream chat over text. Like, what is happening? Like, you know, so that is a thing that happens. So if you're doing any shenanigans or something stupid, you may be getting discussed in text. Maybe. Probably.
This is true.
It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, we're both very in sync like that, because it's always relatively late at night on one of our mutual friends, and the conversation is going in a way where we're like, you know what, we're just gonna sit back and watch this. We'll just see what happens. So
yeah. And you know, I don't mean to be full of myself or speak unnecessarily highly of myself, but if it's a stream that has anything to do with Lego in any way, shape, or form, chances are I make a comment, it's going to get acknowledged.
Yeah.
And it's going to get called out. Not in a bad way. It's just going to, like, sometimes I just don't want the attention. I guess that's the easy. I just don't. It's like, you know, and that doesn't mean that anyone's ever done that in a negative way. It's just like, you know, sometimes I just want to hear people talk and discuss and do whatever they're going to do. And I don't want to, you know, derail what they're doing, you know, just because of me being who I am. And so that's why I just won't say anything. It's just easier.
Totally.
But there are a couple times that I want to, and I'm like, I want to, but you know what? I won't.
Gotta hold back. This is a good one from MJ Sweet, if you want to entertain this over on Twitch. The fat kid struggling to run the mile in the PE uniform.
So me? You know,
there's a difference between out of shape and like, yo, you're fat, like big. I was that kid.
Yeah, it's it's like I remember distinctly in middle school when there was another kid who was pretty big, and I was always like, please just let me be faster than him. Like that's all I want. And you know, not that that's a very nice thought, but I'm just like, I don't want to be last. That's all. I just don't want to be last. And I was not last thanks to him, but I was second to last.
Shout out to Daily Brick, who says my town here is pretty small, but there's a college here, so it's pretty nice. I know where exactly you should be talking about, and I remember going out there and like taking a wrong left turn, and I ended up at this like abandoned barn right near that college, and I'm like, am I gonna die? Is this it? So it's still middle of nowhere, Massachusetts, but it's close. So have a good rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh, see you later.
Joseph Duwada said, in terms of him becoming an internet superstar, I don't know if the internet life is for me. I had one semi-viral video, and I spent about 6 months reading comments roasting me. Twilight Princess was my favorite Zelda game. And to those people, that doesn't happen. That wouldn't happen now. Like, it's weird how like people go from like hating this thing and then they like it again. Like that wouldn't happen anymore, Joseph. I think it's a different time than back 2014, 15. So
well, and yeah, if you ever want, I mean, for most of the people watching this stream, you guys all know me and you kind of know what I'm about and kind of my own personal feelings on things. I mean, hey, we talked about it last week, right? Like I killed a stream because I thought it was getting too off of what I like to represent. So if you ever want to see an interesting dive into the world of internet comments, just check out David Hall's room tour video that he shot here at my place. Check out the comments in that bad boy.
Are they really bad?
They are like awful.
What?
They are awful comments. I mean, there's some good ones. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the video though, I think almost has 1 million views though.
That's awesome.
So it's like, hey, guy with lots of Lego in his basement. Let's look at it. But yeah, the ones that really, really tick me off are the ones about my kids. Oh boy. It's like, yeah, that's how we're gonna play this game.
Yeah, you know what? The people making those comments are kids themselves.
I know.
That are just like, I want to say something to get a reaction out of you. Like, oh, that's why. Like,
yeah,
I hate.
I know. I when it first went up, I was responding to, because there wasn't a lot of comments like when it first went up. So of course, it's a new thing. I didn't even really have a big push for my own YouTube channel, because David did offer when she was like, hey, I can give this to you and you can post it. I'm like, no, I don't really have a channel, so no, right? Because I didn't at that time. Now I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll put it up on my, but I didn't have back then, so I said, no, you can have it, just put it up there, whatever. But I was watching it and responding, and yeah, really ugly comments like, wow, it's nice to know this guy spends more money on his hobby than he does his kids. I'm like, what?
You have to love the people that think they know your situation or the circumstance. It's so amazing. Like, as I've gotten older, realizing it more and more with every comment section I see, like, man, you people have no perspective on like
yeah, it's awful.
And I mean, I get judgmental of some people sometimes when I see, hey, I bought, X amount of X. And it's like, did you really need to do that? But if it's within your financial means and you want to, do whatever, then hey.
Yeah. So I eventually stopped responding to those comments.
Yeah, no.
But I did. I mean, and of course, as expected, I guess these people love to just get into comment wars. That's all they do. And so, because
MJ says, did one Beyond the Brick video, made the mistake of watching the comments, won't do it again. And if that happened more so recently, I have like the moderator privilege, so it's like rats in a shooting gallery. I think that's the phrase, where I'm just like, ding 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 ding, get him out of here, bing bing.
It's so funny. MJ, you said the same second to last two. Mile day was always dreaded. You're like sitting like you're sitting in gym, and you're all like in your assigned seat or whatever on the floor, and then it's like, today the coach slaps his hands, we're running the mile. I'm like, no. It's like, it was the worst. It was the worst. And like, there's always like the 5 or 6 athletic kids that are like, yeah, they run to the track to run on the track. Yeah.
Andres gets mean comments on his videos from back in 2007, and he's like, dude, this video is older than you. Yeah. People just don't have anything better to do but to spew out their own insecurities into a comment section. It's kind of amazing when you think of it.
It's
like, and if someone took that negative energy and like did something positive with their lives, you know how much more good in the world there'd be.
Yeah. And I mean, I delete that stuff on my own channel now.
Oh, me too. 100%.
It's like, no, you're done, and you're done, and I
immediately remove them and block them. Done. No, you get no second chance. That's why I say it in my live streams every time I remember to, in the rules. I'm like, kindness, courtesy, and respect. You'll get banned with no hesitation. Gone. I don't care if you've been subscribed to me on Twitch or have been watching me since 2016. I don't care. You're gone. Whatever. Like,
yeah, done.
No time for it.
Get out of here, Dot. Yeah.
Cafe says, or Cece. Well, hello, Cece. And this is why I get major anxiety before I film or go live. Yeah, you just gotta, like, as long as you have a good moderation team that can just like pick them all out and get them out of here. Yeah, absolutely. Miss Brick Kitten says, to curate your internet experience. Wholeheartedly agree. Hello.
Yep. What's up, Tanya? Welcome to the stream.
That's the thing. You got to facilitate. Is he a double XL or a triple XL, Kevin?
It's 2 X's.
Okay. All right. So that's more in my wheelhouse. All right. Well, I teeter. I'm trying to get back down to the 2X, but quarantine wasn't too kind. I don't think.
No, it wasn't. I can say, I got one weekend, man, all week, Monday through Friday. I went this morning.
Did you?
So went this morning. Yep. I did all week, Monday through Friday.
Yeah, I gotta get back on the wagon.
And Yeah, like I said, it sucks with the mask, but I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
I don't think you responded when I asked you. Did you use the very flimsy mask, like the medical one?
No, because I don't have any, and I was like, I'm not gonna go. I have like 5 masks, like ones that I've bought for life.
Sure.
And so I'm just using those, and it's not any better, but I'm just used to it. Like, whatever, this is how it is now. But of course, I'm at the gym looking at countless other people not wearing them, even though there's a giant sign on the door saying you must have a mask on to enter the building.
Oh, really?
But they're all whatever.
Yeah, in Massachusetts, you absolutely have to, and they're like walking around and telling people like, "Hey, keep them on." If you even take your mask off for like a minute, they're like, "No, come on, get that on." It's like very, very strict. And Cece's heading to the gym now. Good luck. Get some cardio in. I know a lot of people hate that cardio. I like it. So
yeah, Cece's killing it. Cece was one of my inspirations to get back at it. It sucked that I was like, hey, let me try this in February. And literally that is when the world ended.
No, February was the time to let it sink in what the circumstances of the world are happening. And then by May, it's like, you know what? This will be the 3rd pint of Ben & Jerry's I get this week. And I don't care.
All right. I didn't like that face I drew earlier. Let me try something a little different.
Yeah, he's got to be sweating profusely, like a lot. Oh, and you also need to color in a little bit, like shade it a little bit, like the giant ring of sweat up by his neck. He's not sweating enough, Kevin.
Oh, okay.
He's a double XL. He's sweating profusely. He's losing more water weight by doing that mile than he is burning the calories, because that's what I do. The Funny Fig's bringing up a fantastic question that I'm sure you've thought about and can expound upon, Kevin.
Yeah, sure.
Have you thought about making masks?
I have. I haven't put a tremendous amount of research into some vendors. If you've got a vendor that you've scoped out, Ray, let me know. I mean, any of you guys, if you've done that, I haven't put a ton of research, but I'm just trying to find like somewhat of a cost-effective, good vendor to make them. And I'm ready.
Joseph said this picture is the cover of my autobiography. Same.
He's just running from fame. So he's running
from the meme. But I mean, I use Teespring, but that's print on demand. I know you're looking for someone to like fulfill the orders.
Well, I would be willing to try it though, because I do need to have some print on demand stuff just because I can't keep doing this. Yeah. I mean, with no shows, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah. I mean, Teespring, I'm still working on my shop stuff that I think I've run by you and like, all right, how do I integrate this and blah, 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 blah. Printful as a printing service does not have a printable face mask. They have a neck gaiter, which is not the same. And plenty of places are actually not allowing you to wear them because they are proven to be less effective, if not entirely ineffective compared to a traditional mask. So I offer, I know on my store, a Bricks O'Brien mask that's just a pattern. It's not it's not got my logo on it and it's like here branding. It's just a very subtle pattern. Joseph Sawada actually has one, so thank you, Joe, again for that. But it's print on demand and they're really high quality. Actually, they're awesome. So I would recommend them personally. But Mono brought up Custom Ink as well. I haven't heard of them making masks, but they're another reliable brand.
What was that one you just said that was good that you recommended? What was the?
So I use Teespring, and they are the ears loops are very stretchy, fits very well. Joseph can speak to the quality of them too, but yeah.
COVID-19 is like the freshman 15 says, or COVID-19 is like the freshman 15 says Howie. Yeah,
it's close to being. No, I'd say 19 is about it for me too. Maybe. Yeah, I was doing real good on my like not gaining a ton of weight, but then like someone sent me a bunch of like Pennsylvania local snacks and it was game over. Then I just so
I like that. Andres said, well, people don't usually read it when the door says push or pull. So how are they going to read it when they says wear a mask? All right. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this. We'll do a teacher with his or her first cup of coffee. Yeah, sounds like a good one. Got some fun little things already drawn. And I'll take a look at some of these suggestions. Thanks, guys. I'll make sure I go back when the stream is done and also capture those in the live replay of the chat.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying custom ink, which, yeah, I looked into them because they have a lot of cool stuff like water bottles and whatnot, but then you have to hang on to the inventory, which maybe for you isn't that big of a deal because the masks wouldn't take up that much space.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm looking at, they have a wide variety of masks that you can get, like kid sizes, neck gaiters. Wow, that's pretty good stuff.
Cece's got a lifting meet in December.
A lifting meet? You're way too healthy, Cece. You gotta have like a pack of Oreos or something. You gotta let me catch up.
You gotta let me catch up. He
Yeah,
says.
I got a lot of catching up to do, but yeah, Moto, you have to order a lot from Custom Ink. That's usually how these work. That's why I love print on demand, but it works better for certain things than others. But yeah.
Let's see. Go change that. Maybe I'll leave it.
Joe says, funny story about your mask, Brian. When I commented essentially saying, I'm not buying your mask, I got multiple texts from lug members saying, was it really necessary? I was so mortified I bought one. Yep. Wait, what? I'm trying. Hold on. I try to buy most people's Lego merch anyways, but this one had to be done very fast to redeem myself. Wait, hold on. So were you saying you weren't going to order something from me? This coffee still hasn't sunk in. Let me reread.
These are the stories, Joseph, that make you internet famous. Like they really are.
When I commented, you said in my stream
that he wasn't going to do it, and so people call him out on it, and he felt so embarrassed that he did it. He had to do it.
Hey, no, I always say about especially the masks specifically. Like if people are like, "Hey, you shouldn't buy this mask or sell this or whatever," I'm like, "Hey, I'm open to that feedback." Like I never push it on anyone, so I was not offended when you were like, "Hey, I'm not buying it." Like I don't care, whatever, you know.
I'm not buying this.
But I'm glad that your lug members have my back. So shout out to them. I'm about to send them a mask each just for backing me up.
For forcing Joseph to buy one, you all get a free one.
The profits from the one that Joe bought, I will use to buy the rest of your lug masks. How about that?
That's great. My goodness.
Hey, you could have bought a shirt. Trust there's plenty of merchandise coming up in the future if you want to give me or someone else your hard-earned money.
I like money.
Yeah.
I like paying my bills. It's nice.
CC has some Thin Mints in the fridge from last year. I don't know what I'm saving them for. You're saving them for this moment right here. I want you to binge the whole thing before you go to the gym. The entire pack.
That is what we call a sabotage.
That's what we call a good time.
It's also letting Brian catch up too.
Yeah, right. Oh, you said I have enough masks, not realizing it was my merch. Gotcha. Okay. That's fine.
It's still funny. I'm so mortified I had to buy it.
It's great.
Was that necessary, Joseph?
Well, you don't have to say that, Joseph.
All right, let's get one of these big old. So,
you thought about a few patterns, or would you have like a specific design in mind if you were to do a mask, Kevin?
The ones I've thought about are taking different mouths and printing it on there. See, because it covers a mouth, so I don't know.
That gets awkward because then it's like, what if it's all crinkly and my fat head would be stretched, and it's like, here I look like Killer Croc with a giant mouth, you know?
Oh, you should buy the Killer Croc mask. So, I mean, that's all I've thought about so far. Because I did have one of the commission jobs I did actually a little while ago was to create Lego masks. And so I did a whole bunch of like Lego minifigure mouth designs, but they have never been printed anywhere. My client never made them. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I'll be like, nah.
Well, and so
this is mine now. That meme. It's like,
yeah, this is yeah. Oh yeah, the guy just picking. Yeah.
Yep.
And so I thought, oh, I could do some other ones of these, like ones that are really easily identifiable. You know, but I don't know. I could do the. I keep looking at the faces that I design and trying to think of ways I can use them, because I do pour a lot of time into all of them. And you know, obviously the main purpose is the stickers, but I'm like, I can do something else with this. I just don't know what. But it's like trying to find a balance of what's cool enough, or what's enough content, or not. I guess what's enough subject to like work. You know, like I like me personally, I feel like nobody would want a shirt with that face on it. Any of the faces that I've done, any of them. Like it's like one random face in the middle of a shot. Like nobody wants that. But I could see like maybe a collection of them. You know, I don't know. Like if I did like all the characters from a game, and then all of those faces are in like a certain grid format on the shirt. Like I can see that being decently interesting to people. But like, oh, I just want a shirt with Mario's face on it. Nah, I don't really see that happening.
Yeah, no.
Get an official one.
I've told you before that like if you aligned certain characters and you had certain color palette backgrounds, that could look like a minimalist design would work really well.
Yeah. Let me see. I need to look for a certain hairstyle.
Yeah, like a Brady Bunch format sort of thing, funny figs. And they could all like contrast each other in a way that could work out well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a negative space sort of deal. Like there's definitely like a minimalist stylistic way you can pull it off that I know you're definitely capable of.
I appreciate that confidence. I've got enough masks though, Brian.
Hey, you know what?
Actually, no. Now I'm embarrassed. I need to buy them. Give me your mask.
This teacher looks very, very done already. Very done.
Very done indeed. Yeah. Your character poster could make a cool shirt. Yeah, you mean the fig one?
Yeah.
I mean, that one's also hot. That's hot merchandise. And I don't mean that in like selling well. I mean, that's hot. That's hot merchandise. Yeah. I was just realizing recently that I had never really properly, aside from one post, like shared all the fig artwork, you know, because like I made that print. Like I literally had that print. I was waiting for the print to arrive in the mail when Lego was like, copyright infringement. I was like, oh. I was like, oh. So it kind of like, you know, restrained my hand a little bit.
Right.
But you know, and again, I have no delusions. I'm fairly confident that stuff will get yanked eventually. I'm just like trying to, with the smaller prints, I'm just trying to get rid of them because I never even ordered that many. I only ordered 20 of each. That's all I ordered. Right. I was like, I just want 20 of each. There you go. I mean, the run doesn't get much smaller than that. But where are we gonna? She's done with you, Brian.
As rightfully so.
It's like, can you please stop thinking about Pokemon and actually work?
Can you please stop drawing Mario in the textbook?
All right. Addie says, draw someone trying to write with a gigantic pencil.
All these pencils, you know?
I mean, school.
4 pencils.
I think of like desks, pencils, apples, right? Everyone thinks of an apple. You give a teacher an apple for some reason.
Yeah.
All right. Let us see here. But yeah, I'm just trying to find. What's up, Matt? We got Matt Elder in the chat. I'm just trying to find a good balance in stuff that I made for myself that can just cruise, kind of be on autopilot in the background while I work on commissions and freelance stuff. And unfortunately, aside from like a handful of the Lego stickers, I have not gotten anything that's like really working for me. And then the other ironic thing is that the stickers that have done really, really well are all no longer able to be sold.
Sure.
Because it's like the Benny stickers, I've sold over 100 Benny stickers.
Oh my goodness.
Like I've had to reorder them twice.
Wow.
But Benny is now on the absolute no-fly list from Lego. And it's like, well, I guess there goes that for me then. And so like I've yet to find, a good mixture of items that can just be a nice thing to just cruise in the background while I'm working on other stuff, that little supplemental income that's coming in.
Yeah, I mean, have you asked on Patreon, just like open forum, what people want, or have they just said we want more Lego stickers?
I have not done that. That's a good idea though. Funny Fix, here's a suggestion. Math comes to life for revenge.
Yeah, it could be like all like PEMDAS just like popping to life in some way.
All right, I want to draw to show this is a giant pencil. Let's have maybe like this is the size of the head. Oh yeah.
That's a struggle right there.
That is the struggle. So this is it's not a number 2 pencil. It's a number.
It's like a number 22.
It's
number 3 rather.
It's a number 18, I guess. That's a random number. It's a number 18 pencil. But what's going on, Matt? How was I think you streamed earlier, right? When I was still sleeping.
That earlier time. Was he UK?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was. Maybe I was mistaken. Trigonometry getting revenge.
Trigonometry always gets its revenge no matter what.
I'm so happy I didn't have to do really anything with math aside from like basic math. And that was the end of it for me.
I'll tell you a funny story about me in school. So I was never, a straight A student, B student, whatever. I always was a combination of not wanting to put effort into it, allocating, where I wanted my energy to go. So like I did really well in creative things and television, graphic design, because that's what I love to do. So when it came down to math in senior year, the way that my like grades fell and my performance fell, I ended up being in a class that was whatever class it was, and it was only meant for like the sophomores / no, I think it was the juniors or something in the high school. So I was on that level, and I'm like, all right, so it's just me, a high school senior, along with all these other, sophomores and juniors and whatever.
Yeah.
And then in the class next door was a class below me, but it had all people my age, including one of my best friends, Charles, was in there. So as I was sitting in that room, like the moment I knew that I had to get out of that classroom was I was sitting there, and the woman's teaching, and then a bird like smacks into the window of the classroom, like full force, flies into the window. And I start dying laughing because I'm like, this is the most entertaining thing I've been seeing in this entire classroom. It's just funny that like it just happened. And then everyone looked at me like I was insane as to why I was just laughing maniacally in this classroom. Not maniacally, but just like getting a laugh out of it. And I looked around like, all right, I got to get out of here. So I ended up saying to my guidance counselor, like, man, this class is really hard. I'm just not feeling it. I really feel like I need to take a level down just so I can really get my things in line. And I ended up going to the class next door so I could be with my friends and just hang out with them for all my senior year.
Oh, my. Look at that. That's how that went.
So that because it's my senior year. Like, come on. It's over. It's done. All right.
Let's finish it. You know what's funny is I didn't have the same issue. I mean, I had a very similar scenario with gym, actually.
Really?
I went to, when I was in high school, and I've said this before, I went to a fine arts academy. So the high school had a ton of art classes, not just fine arts, but like music and just like a ton more than any other high school in the Austin area had. And so I was able to take a lot of our class. I took figure drawing in high school. They were not nude models though, but I took figure drawing. I took like sculpting, like stuff that was not normally offered in high school. And because of that, the requirement I think was like 2 years of gym, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I'll take it when I feel like taking it, which was at the very, very, very last second. So I had to take gym. I was like the only person I knew in my circle of friends that was a senior in a gym class, because they had all taken it like freshman, sophomore year and gotten done with it. Like, done, we're done. And I waited to the last second. So I was literally in a class with all freshmen and like a handful of sophomores, and I was the one senior in the gym class. Oh. And I was like, I just want to get done with this. I waited to the last possible second because I didn't want to take this class, but here I am. Yeah, Matt streamed earlier, was good. All right, cool. Steve Reynolds stream, pick your kids from school, your stream. Okay, yeah, another day, right? Streaming all over the place. 8H pencil. This is Tanya. Hawkeye draw a poop pencil. Interesting.
I think we need something to represent everybody's favorite time of the day, which is lunch.
Oh yeah,
there's got to be something involving the lunch line. I'll think of something.
All right, I'm gonna somehow make math coming to life, I guess.
Yeah, this will be good.
Let's see what I can. Oh, why did it turn white? You won't be able to see what I do. Okay. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, Joe, I'm thinking it has to be the lunch lady who's indifferent to being in her position, serving a little bit of slop in a ladle to a kid in a lunch line.
Slop in a ladle?
Yeah.
Please, can I have some more?
Yep.
More. Did you ever get the grilled cheese that had like the one white bread and the one wheat bread?
No. So by the time I ended up going to school in Wakefield, I got like the lunch line, and there was like a make your own cold cut sub sort of thing. You could tell the lunch woman what you wanted to.
Oh,
a lot of hot food like that. A lot of hot food like pizza and whatever else. So there was a good variety, All
right. This is like a plus sign, and it's like coming off the paper.
There you go.
And so we need some like weird sticky, like there we go. Something like this action.
Yeah.
And this one maybe.
I mean, I liked high school for like what it was, I guess, like the social aspects. I grew a lot more into who I am because of a lot of the experiences that were from there. But I'm glad it's over. I'm glad I can expand, my worldview, and like I'm officially not like a townie that did not ascend beyond high school. So I'm good that I did that. But
I was the loser / nerd who sat in the corner and didn't really talk to anybody.
Mm.
And then I remember when I became a senior, all of a sudden I was the really amazing artist that everybody knew. Like that nobody knew, but everybody knew. Right. Like I didn't know anybody. Like, I mean, I had my small group of like 3 friends and that was all I needed. But like everyone was like, oh, that's the guy. He's a really good artist. And like everybody always wanted me in their group projects because I would draw whatever's the thing that needed to be, because there's always a thing that needs to be drawn.
Right.
But that was kind of cool. What was a wake-up call, though, a hardcore wake-up call, was being like, quote, the best artist in the school in high school, and then going to college and realize, oh, you can all draw. Yeah. Like, uh-oh. That was like kind of a crazy wake-up call for me. But I was always proud that when I submitted my portfolio, keeping in mind this is a portfolio from high school, when I submitted my portfolio to my college to get accepted, because that was what they required, is you needed to prove that you could create art. They were taken back enough with my illustration skills that they gave me credit for a full year of illustration when I applied.
Wow.
So that was a whole class. I skipped freshman illustration because they said I didn't need it.
That's awesome.
And I was like, yay. And then again, I was like, oh, you can all do this.
Right.
All right. So yeah, I was really proud of myself. I was like, wow, I guess I'm okay. I guess I can do all right.
I think you're okay at drawing.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Joseph Zawada had a salad bar. All the cool kids ate there. Nothing says cool like iceberg of lettuce and Thousand Island dressing.
Nothing.
It's amazing how cool some people think they are in high school, and like, man, like I'm running this town, and it's like, well,
I'm running this town.
Sure, all right, cool, whatever. Kevin, I love that expression on that plus. That is amazing.
He's just kind of crazy. I don't even know.
That you whipped that up so quick, but that like is perfect.
That was totally subconscious. Didn't even think about it. All right, got a look.
Yeah, looks good.
Got a percentage over here. Oh, we got the dreaded divide.
Yep. All the usual suspects.
Wait, this is not divide. This is, what is this? This is like square root or something. Yeah. Ugh. Square root. What face do I give this square root? Division. Division. Indeed. Moto.
Yeah, you Funny Fix says you nailed it. So there you go.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad. The square root is going to be looking all snidely.
Square-eyed, see? Family Brick says, my eldest sister is a phenomenal artist, so managed to hide in the corner and probably had the opposite experience. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the a lot of that at least was starting to change did change when I was in high school, where there was like, not as much like, all right, here are the nerds, here's the jocks and the whatever. Like I kind of went across all those different groups as like still the nerdy kid, but like the nerdy kid people knew, and like I could talk to people. So like
you transcended.
I did, yes. That was to my benefit by the end of my high school career that I can talk about. But yeah.
So Joseph Zawada asked, were you guys packed lunch or bought lunch kids?
Well, you hammer down an idea, then we'll dive in, because this could be a whole.
I'm gonna do the milk carton with the mini-eyed goat on it.
There we go.
Yeah. So I was a packed lunch kid all the way up until my parents divorced.
Mm-hmm.
So my mother packed my lunch every day until they divorced when I was, I think, 13. So I think that's high school age-ish. And then all of a sudden my dad just gave me money and I bought lunch every day for the rest of the rest of my schooling.
Yeah, I ended up being packed lunch, and then buying lunch in middle school, packed lunch at the beginning of high school, and then what my mother has as a habit of doing, and it happened with my grandmother too, is I'll say I like something and then I'll get it nonstop. Like it's like, oh, you like pizza from this one place? Here's it 5 days a week for 3 months, and it's like, all right, well.
My mother does the same thing.
Not that much. And especially when it's not heated up, it's not whatever. And then it just starts to taste like nothing after a while, after sitting in your bag for a long. So I ended up buying lunch. My grandparents are fortunate enough to give me lunch money, which was only like $100 a month or something. It wasn't like a crazy amount for 5 days a week of lunch,
It's so funny that you say that, because I've literally had talks with my wife about my mother, and I mean, because of course she's got grandkids now.
Sure.
About how she'll always remember when I say one thing that I'm like, yeah, that was okay. And so it's like, I made this for you again. I made this for you again. Right. And I'm like, but you can't remember when I tell you don't let my kids do X, Y, or Z. Like, how could you not remember that? But you can remember when I said one time that I liked this one thing you made. It's like,
yeah,
come on, you're killing me here.
That's what happened. And that's to my detriment today too. So like, I can't go so many days having the same thing. Like My mother has the same thing for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner because she's very disciplined in what she eats and all that. And like I am not. Like if I had the same thing for breakfast like 3 days in a row, I'm like, all right, I got to change it up. And
man,
that plays into me like wanting to change it up in like life too. I'm like, no, I hate like a routine, fixed like ironclad routine. Same thing. Like I need to keep it different. You know?
I like things that are exciting, but like there's certain things that like if the routine gets disrupted, I tailspin out.
There's a difference between a routine and consistency from what I found. So like consistency in like my sleep schedule, I would love to have, but I would hate to have a routine in terms of like my daily activities every single day. Like I'm sure if you worked on like if you did just artist work for my avatars, like every day you had to make a new Bricks O'Brien avatar, you'd be like, all right.
All right, I'm done, bro.
I'm done. Right. Like, but the fact that you get to change it up every day and, you know, you have some days you have, you know, the stream day or the whatever, like it's just enough to spice it up, you know?
Well, yes, I totally agree. In terms of like food though, like for example, I almost eat the same breakfast and I have for a year.
But okay, so what is that breakfast?
Bacon and eggs.
Okay, so that's flavorful and basic enough that I'll allow it. I'm talking,
I'll allow it.
well, I'm talking like if you have oatmeal every morning and you have a different flavor of oatmeal, it's like, all right, you're dead on the inside. Like you got to change something up, you know?
Oh my goodness. What's up, Papa Bear? What's up, Butt Chop? Wow, my wrench removed. Let the retribution begin. Nope, wrenches were totally across the board reevaluated. It was nothing personal towards anyone. There's nothing personal towards anyone. But yes, I have gone back and decided that only folks that have been moderators on my drawing streams or patrons or fellow artists that have also joined me on stream. Those are all the folks. That was my methodology. And that's what I executed. So I did that. I did that a week ago.
Or if you slip a 50 to Mr. Kevin Hinkle on PayPal.com.
Yeah, well.
Joseph says, in high school, I brought leftover steak and brought a knife to school. My parents panicked and pulled me out of school so I wouldn't get in trouble. I can just imagine like a high school age Joseph Zawada walking into like the teacher's lounge to heat up this like filet mignon, and then he walks back into the cafeteria, plops down on his plastic or like styrofoam plate, and he just starts cutting up this filet with like the sharpest steak knife you've ever seen, and everyone's looking at him like, what?
It's so great. I don't care if I'm a mod or not. Well, I'm glad you're not offended, Chop.
Gator Brick says, it's been several times that other kids don't have their mic muted, and I hear other parents dropping the F-bomb in class. Your house is bugged, y'all. Keep it
including my wife several times.
Really?
I've told her several times, I'm like, we're on a thing. Please don't walk in the background and do that. And she seems to do it every time. Like, but actually, I don't trust all my. Oh well, you don't know, Chop. I redid the entire list of mods last week, so you don't know. What was I looking for? Oh, I need a picture of a goat.
I mean, he has a reason not to trust people. I'm sorry, but Chop.
What caught me off guard for my son's thing the other day is I muted him while we were getting things up, and the teacher kept unmuting us over and over again.
Oh, that's annoying.
And I was like, I am trying to get this stuff set up, and like it's not like I'm not letting my kid talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to get it all set up. I'm trying to be cognizant of what's going on and not disrupt him. And it kept saying like the host has unmuted you. I'm like, dang it, mute. The host has unmuted you.
But why would it matter if you have a muted? Like, isn't that the point? So like they can get the message across. Like if you have 6,000 kids yelling, or potentially, like that's
Yeah, it might. I don't think it's gonna last. I think it's like it was like a one time, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, when you're in a Teams meeting or something, you're not gonna just like, oh, if your dog's barking in the background, you're just gonna let it go. Like, no,
of course not.
What
was really funny? What was really funny last night was on Fazoom's stream. Ryan Wood he's been on there a few times. He was on there and he thought he muted his microphone. Like he made the accent and everything, but he did not. And then he grabbed a bin of like plates and shook them because he was trying to like settle, the parts in the bin. And so, I mean, he was aggressively shaking the bin in the microphone, and like everybody just stops talking and they're all just staring at the screen because it's just like, shh, shh, shh. Yeah. And he's like, amazing. I think Chris was like, thanks, Ryan. And he's like, oh my God, was I not muted? He's like, I'm so sorry.
It's awesome.
I mean, I wasn't wearing headphones. I'm sure that was probably a nightmare for anybody wearing headphones, but I was like watching it on my laptop. I was laughing. So I was like, that's so like everybody was just dead quiet staring at him while he was shaking the bin. I need to write, have you seen this goat? Have you seen?
Buttchop says, what is in the lower corner? Math symbols coming to life. You actually nailed it, Buttchop.
That is
precisely what it is, which shows that Kevin did a good job conveying what it is.
It does. Yeah, Pink Wheels 3, I think she was on the stream too. It sounded like he was panning for Lego. I was laughing so much. I thought at first, because it was just so. Have you seen this gold? I thought that he was doing it on purpose because, I don't know, like to be funny. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to interrupt everybody's conversation. But when his face, when they told him he wasn't muted, he was so mortified. He was like Joseph Sawada being mortified that he get called out on masks. He was like, oh no.
I know everybody in here are seasoned Lego live stream people, but common courtesy etiquette is to mute yourself whenever you're dealing with parts coming out of a bag or parts getting shimmied around. Unless you're into ASMR or ear bleed, then yeah, go for it. But otherwise, nah.
Put that up there. And my dog barking, if you hear a random dog barking. Papa B says, I guess Kevin didn't appreciate my Earthbound intro. Oh, I missed it. Well, let me see. What did it say?
He said, Mr. Hinkle engages Mole playing rough. Mr. Hinkle uses Art Bash.
Oh, I do appreciate that very much so. Spacetime Brick Studios, hello. I do have some Earthbound stickers that are done. I just haven't ordered them. I was actually going to order them when I ordered the Halloween one, and I forgot. I totally forgot.
You got to order like 3 of each of those. Those aren't gonna fly off at all.
I don't think so. They're just for me. But
they are.
I did do them though. I kind of like. I like the approach of just hammering out everything.
Yeah.
And then moving on, as opposed to, I was like, all right, let me do. I think there's some exceptions. Like I'll do this one character from Five Nights at Freddy's, and then maybe in a year I'll do another one, which is what I did. But I'm like, there's something a little bit better about here's the collection done.
Yep.
Moving on. But I think in some other cases it's okay. Huh?
Especially if it can come easy to you.
Yeah. Exactly. Howie, I'm seeing cloth backdrops being offered on the local Facebook marketplace for home Zoom class. Oh, yeah, there you go. Taking advantage.
Just got a blanket.
All right, let's see. What else we got here?
If you want a blanket, you go to shop.bricksobrien.com, get yourself a blanket for the Zoom background, you know?
Any other suggestions for folks for our back to school theme? What's up, Teddy Lyons here.
A lot of people in on this Lego conversation.
Let's comment from Papa B. Earthbound and Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars were our thing. Once I finished those, our honeymoon was over. They were. Yeah. It's true. It's like, okay, this game is fun. Goodbye, Papa B. I just vanished into the mist.
Shows how much of a dedicated viewer you are.
I've tried. They're fun. Some of them are fun. I like, I don't get into all of them, but
yeah, I lurk. I do a lot of lurking.
We will always have Switchblade Zebra. You're right. Let's see. A trapper keeper. What's a trapper keeper?
I don't know.
Let me look at
that. This is a good one for Moto though. The how about a Hinkle lunchbox? Like a classic, like I'm thinking like a 1960s, like 70s retro Hinkle branded like lunchbox.
Sure. All right.
I don't know. Let me look up what a trapper keeper is.
It's like the thing you put like your papers and stuff inside. You know, like you. I don't know how else to explain this. It's like a thing you fold up and you put your stuff in it.
Like a binder? That's called a binder.
Kind of, but it's like
a binder.
Nah.
No. This is different. Yeah, this is different.
This is different.
I was not privileged enough to have these in school.
Privileged enough.
Holds up to 4 notebooks and 4. Is this the Rolls Royce of like public back to school?
Oh my goodness!
I was just like, don't call it a binder.
I was not privileged enough to have one of these. That's like, I feel like I remember my parents buying those in the like dollar Walmart bin. It's like,
Moto said like a Starsky and Hutch lunchbox, only it's Hinkle and O'Brien. That's a good idea. I like that, but you already started on. That's fine.
Hinkle and O'Brien.
Joseph says Drano and cigarettes are a must.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And my childhood, Joseph. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness.
Drano and Marlboro Lights. There you go. That's it.
Oh yeah, that sounds
awful, right? It sounds like a great childhood. This bind trapper keeper. I've literally never heard of this in my life.
I know what they are. I hadn't heard that name for them actually. I don't know what I called those. I had one.
Is this an old people thing? Because I see from like the 1980s. But I also see a Star Wars branded one.
Is this an old people thing?
I mean, the font on the brand looks a little old, you know?
Is that the name of the brand? Or is that the name of the thing?
Yeah. Oh, Butt Chop says Drano and cigarettes is a Heathers reference. Oh, oops. Well.
What is that? Is that the movie that he or
I guess so, movie? I was just referencing my traumatic childhood, but okay. Oh yeah, okay. So you know Trapper Keeper. All right. So I know this is old for old people because there's a Trapper Keeper game and there's My Little Pony like type unicorns on it. Like, yeah, that's that like era of like Hasbro, you know.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, it says Trapper Keeper 80s and 90s. Nah, by the 2000s, we had this old people stuff out of here.
By the 2000s. Man. Dogs barking about something upstairs.
You're just like every other Zoomer.
I am?
Yeah, with the dogs barking in the background, the kids probably screaming at each other.
I can't even help it. I can't help it. They're the worst.
There's apparently, a Trapper Keeper game. Yeah, so oh man, all of these, there's like a 1980s Lamborghini on this one. Oh yeah, this is totally 80s. Oh my goodness.
Oh, should we do an accompanying thermos? I think so.
Oh yes. So if you did like a Hinkle lunchbox, and then if you wanted to implement Moto's idea of like a Brixo thermos, I'm not saying I might, appreciate that, but you do what you want, man.
Look at this thermos. It has a screw-off cup lid.
And I know it doesn't mean it's for old people, Butt Chop. I kid, obviously. Anytime I bash on the old people, it's
just because. Oh, this is great. Chop says just because you're an embryo.
Oh, that
was so good.
It was so hard watching Boone and Jeff stream last night because they're all talking. Yeah, here's this Kenner 19 whatever Batman like jet ski, and I'm like, y'all are ancient. Come on, let's talk about.
I like it though when you get your just desserts from the kids.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because you're like, they call you old, and you're like, yep. I'm old. I don't know what that means.
It's great. I mean, hey, I'm fully self-aware. Butt Chop says, I will obliterate you, Bob. I appreciate that you put one apostrophe in there, so you're staying on brand, Butt Chop. Thank you. That's how I know you actually care. Because you would have just put like Bob in lowercase as if,
what's up, Brett's Builds? Welcome to the stream. Hawkeye, Kevin, do the notice me senpai meme. But you as senpai and the girl as me trying to get you to do my request. That may be stretching the school theme.
Like the school, you could have like, a version of like either Hawkeye or you in like the schoolgirl outfit. Like, notice me, senpai.
I mean, I could, but I won't do that.
They get creepy. That's for the you can request that on the patron stream that will happen eventually. You can force Kevin to draw a version of you in a schoolgirl outfit.
I can absolutely confirm butt chop only obliterates out of love. This is very true.
Yeah. No, I've learned. Butt chop is abrasive, but I get it. You know, I get it.
But yeah, the November is kind of when everything is happening for the Patreon relaunch. The patron Doodle stream is happening. That's like the anniversary and all that kind of stuff is happening together. All right, what do I want to do here?
I forget, when do you do color?
Now.
I was gonna say this one should have color.
This one is the first one. Yep.
Yeah, because this deserves to have color. Not that any of the other ones don't, but you know.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, you mentioned it at the top of the stream, but for anybody that wants to listen to like a solid piece of content, Jeff McElwee rather. Oh, I always mess up his name. Was on Boone Langston's A-Fall Spotlight Live last night, and it was really good. It was just a good time overall. So there's highs and lows in all sorts of good ways. So check that out. It was really good.
Yeah, I don't typically watch those from Boone. I've tried to watch a couple of them. Something about the vibe. I don't know. I just don't. I don't
like it. Certain ones are better than others for me. Like, so I lurk in a lot of them. So like I watched when you were on there. So shout out to Moto in the chat, obviously. Some of them he vibes better with other people. So it's just like any other stream, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad by any means.
No.
It's just like, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it, but I've like, watched a couple of them and, but it wasn't enough to put me on like the regular routine viewer list.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, all right, these are cool. And I love the heck out of Boone. I support all the stuff he does. I'm just like, these weren't doing anything for me. And so, yeah, Jeff was like, I'm going to be on. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try to remember. And of course, like I forgot.
Yeah. I should have texted you.
That's all right. Like I said, I'm going to catch it on the replay. But okay, so this is going to say, oops. It's going to say, Kevin says
to draw.
There's that Candy King. Every time you do that, I'm like, he's about to go turbo.
I'm going turbo.
It's pretty good though. That's really good.
I gotta get that voice actor reel together, man. I want to try it, I gotta like get good at it though.
So I was listening to Tyler Kleitz, the winner of the season 1 of the US Lego Masters. And it took me, actually, I've known Tyler for years, but I've always been like, man, he's got a really familiar voice, but I don't know how to place it. And recently I finally placed it. I'm like, I got it. His voice sounds crazy, crazy similar to the actor who played Max from Max Headroom, or he was a time traveler in Star Trek The Next Generation. I'm trying to remember the actor's name, but like he sounds just like that actor. And so I was listening to him talk on Chris's stream last night, and I'm like, I'm just waiting for him to be like, starting quoting like just all kinds of stuff that I know that actor from.
Yeah, right.
And he's been in like a lot of supporting roles. I'm trying to think of like other like major things he's been in. Maybe somebody in the chat knows, but the actor who played Max from Max Headroom, and he was a thief time traveler in Star Trek The Next Generation. He's been in like a lot of supporting roles, but he sounds just like him. Just like him. Eat your...
Don't say spinach.
Vegetables.
No, so, okay. I have changed my stance. So obviously as like a kid, you hate vegetables, typically. A lot of kids hate vegetables. And I've come to understand that, the vegetables themselves aren't inherently gross, but it's when you have vegetables that are not seasoned or prepared well and they taste like garbage. That
Isn't that everything though?
Well, especially with vegetables, because kids inherently don't want to eat vegetables. So like if you have bad tasting vegetables that they're not going to want to eat, then they're not going to want to eat any vegetables in general. But if you had actual like well seasoned or properly grilled or whatever vegetables, then people would be a lot more willing to eat them. So like I'll eat broccoli if it's, you know, got a little bit of sea salt on there or pepper or like just something, you know. So that has been a revelation change for me.
There we go. Space Time Brick Studios, Matt Frewer. Tyler Kleitz sounds like Matt Frewer.
There you go.
I'm telling you now. Mark my words. I told him this too. I was like, you sound just like this guy. Trying to think of some other major roles that he's done, but yeah. Jeff is here. Mac the Knight.
We were literally just talking about your appearance on Boone Stream.
Is that another role that actor was in? Chop says the same thing. Yep, it was a play on Mac the Knife.
Mrs.
Oh, Mac the Knife. Oh, okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Mrs. Neverland's son apparently eats raw veggies.
Oh. Nice. You've succeeded at parenting.
Yeah, I got Mr. CC to like Brussels sprouts by roasting them. That's one of the best ways I've heard they should be prepared. And I would trust your cooking abilities, CC, because I feel like you know what you're talking about. You know, like
roasted Brussels sprouts are great.
Yeah, if you cook them like well and prepare them well, that's probably something I could probably get into. But the amount of times I've had just like raw carrots and they're like just cold and it's like, oh, this is
just cold. These carrots are just cold and gross.
They are. Ugh.
Do you want them to be warm?
No, I mean like a lot of like vegetables I feel like would be good grilled, like grilled asparagus or
yeah, they are. It's funny. You're funny.
Am I?
I'm like thinking like the only way you eat a raw carrot, because you said raw, like this raw carrot is just cold. Like that's how you eat a raw carrot. You want it to be cold and crisp.
Do you?
Yeah, that's how you eat it.
Oh, that's nasty. Nah, never mind. That's gross.
I'm good. Like I'm out.
Yeah, no,
you want like a fresh veggie tray with like nice and warm, lukewarm
I'm talking
raw vegetables.
Real, not like mushy, like warm. See, CC says raw carrots are awful. See?
They're not that bad.
I'm not wrong.
I don't go out of my way, but to like eat them on the regular, but they're not that bad. But I think if you're eating a raw carrot, you'd want it to be cold. I don't think you'd want it to be.
Well, yeah, those are the people that don't have any taste buds, so they don't care what they eat.
Well,
they raw carrots.
Well,
you know what always makes me feel guilty is like it hasn't happened recently because I don't eat trash anymore. But when I go to Buffalo Wild Wings and I would
you just had McDonald's like 2 nights ago.
Shut up. So when I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and if I go to Buffalo Wild Wings and then I get the carrots and the celery on the side, and I'm like, man, I should really eat this little bit right here because you know, like I got the blue cheese right there. So like, you know, I could be fat and justified just by like dipping them in there and just, you know, doing that. But then I'm also like, man, who wants to eat the celery right now? You know what I mean?
Kevin spilling the tea. Like it was so funny. Like I don't eat that. Like literally like 2 nights ago, you were like, I remember lurking in one of your streams and you're like, guys, I'm going to go get, I'm talking bottom of the barrel food McDonald's tonight.
And I did. Because usually when I'm done streaming that late, there's not many options unless I eat beforehand. So
it's fine. Hey, I don't judge you.
You know, hey, yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us. You know, you get to that point of the night, and I pace myself at McDonald's. I don't go like gung ho crazy, but like, yeah.
And then I think weren't you in that same stream talking about the Chick-fil-A meal you had gotten?
I think that might have been one of the bad days where I like, you know, like a really bad day. You know, it might have been a really bad day.
It's fine.
It's not. I need to lose weight, Kevin. This is a bad.
Oh man. Hey, get on the You got people in your lives that are hopefully inspiring you.
I know, but man, being fat is so easy. You know, just keep eating.
Will Harper says that lunchbox went from 501st to 332nd quick. Is that like color scheme?
Is that one of them there Star Wars references?
I think so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Those kids in their Star Wars, man.
I enjoy Star Wars.
I enjoy The Mandalorian.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Cooked carrots are yucktastic, says Jeff.
Jeff, as one of the other members of the Fat Man Legions, thank you. Hey, I'm right there with them.
Gator Brick says, is somebody eating their emotions?
Hey, Gator Bricks.
hey.
This is my time to talk to Kevin in chat, not to do therapy. Okay, I go once a month as it is, but you're right. Although I did, so it was really bad. Like before I took my little break, like once I mentioned, like I mentioned earlier, I got those snacks from Pennsylvania that the Dickey family sent me, and man, that was like the perfect like food to just like. So it was right next to me on my like where I am on like my Lego table
all the time, right? All the time.
Literally, Kevin, I look to my left at my second monitor, right in the background, I see the boxes, and I'm like, ooh.
It's dangerous stuff, man.
It is. And then I had to bring them to my house, so I'm not there most of the time. So like, but I ate them way quicker. And they sent all sorts of sweets and then 3 giant bags of like chips. Like they're massive. I don't know if you ended up seeing that fan mail video, but they are ridiculously huge.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So I have like 6 bags worth of chips in total, and it's like, man, this is
all right. So, there's our that's the exclusive Hinkle Ricks O'Brien combo.
The that color combination looks good together, you know?
Orange and blue, man.
Yeah, it's almost like we should collaborate on stuff in the future, you know?
Maybe.
Probably not.
I don't collab with trash anymore.
Who said that? You? Was that somebody?
I was thinking I don't eat trash anymore.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
No, that sounds like a great idea. We should talk.
You know what? We should talk.
I ate a whole bag of gummy bears, says Jeff. All right, let me start another one. Howie liked your quote of being fat is so easy. Let's see. Let's get another school-themed suggestion from the chat. Miss Neverland, I got Ninja to eat zucchini last night. Zucchini can be nice too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine, says Will. I remember Max Headroom. Wow, but yeah, blast from the past.
Aren't blue and orange like the opposites that connect on the color wheel? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember the there's terms for all that, but I can't.
Yeah, I know. Like it's kind of like the Mario Brothers colors. It's like yellow and purple, green.
Chop says, sucks I cannot afford to back Kevin, and I actually enjoy it. No problem, Chop. It's all good. Let's see.
Complimentary colors. Thank you, Cece.
Yeah, there you go. I was in my college actually. I think freshman year maybe or sophomore year. It was the last year that my college offered color theory, and then they removed it. I mean, this is an art school too. They removed it after that year, and it wasn't offered anymore. But I did take it. I was the last class to take it. Was headphones drawn already? No, we can do some headphones. That guy running down there. All right, let's see.
Miss Brickett, and that's a good one. I grew up going to a Catholic school. What about an angry nun with a yardstick ready to strike? Oh, I've heard stories of my grandfather in Catholic school. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oof. You don't want to mess with the nuns, bro.
Moto took color theory. Yeah, Howie, Bronco colors. Yeah, I actually forgot about that. Denver Bronco colors. Yeah. You are correct. You are correct, sir. Let's see. All right.
So wait, we were talking about being fat before.
Oh, were we?
Fat. We should collaborate on something that. Yeah, it's.
Oh yeah, because you got to get all that stuff out of your place. All that food junk stuff.
Oh no, it's all. I ate it all. No, I ate it all.
No, I ate it all.
I ate all the dessert type stuff. So like a lot of it was tasty cake. And so,
wait, what? I was just there. You still had those?
No.
Didn't you? Wait, didn't you? You
No,
did.
no.
Were
No.
those empty boxes?
Kevin.
Oh,
They're
I'll draw these headphones.
So the worst. So literally the worst thing happened. So like, you know, Katie, who sent it to me, was like, yeah, so these are some of our favorite snacks from like the Pennsylvania area. And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, I can just, you know, pick at them over the next couple of months or whatever. Yeah. And then she said, like, these are like the Hostess snacks, but they are better because they use natural ingredients, not full of all the preservative stuff, so they have a shorter shelf life. Now, when you tell a fat guy that they have a short shelf life, it's like, oh, I need to eat all these in a week? Okay. So I kept eating them at a quicker rate than I should have because I'm like, oh, well, you know, fat guy mentality. These are going to expire soon. I'd better eat them all right now. So,
CC, this is not the clean sweep Kevin was talking about. Oh, you should just go get rid of them. I did. I consumed them. Well, I mean, it gets really tough when, like, there's two different things at play. There's what you get yourself, right? Like what you introduce into your own life. And then there's what other people bring into your life, which is, I think, a lot harder.
Yes.
Because like my mother is a great baker, and she makes a lot of like cookies and pies and all kinds of junk. And she's like, here you go. I made you another pie. Oops, I made banana bread. Oops, I made a second banana bread. It's just like, please stop. Because then there's also like the emotional baggage of making somebody upset, or you know what I mean? It's like, oh man. So for you getting stuff literally mailed to you as a, like, you know what I mean? Like that's tough. That's some hard stuff right there.
Yeah, and I can't be like, well, so the family who sent it to me, though, they asked me like, all right, if we do this, is it okay? I'm like, yeah, sure, because I didn't know how much they were gonna send, and they were very, very generous, and it was all very good, obviously. But that's why, like in those videos, I'm like, hey, do not send me stuff. Literally, don't. And the people that do, they always ask me beforehand, like, hey, if I send you hot pickles, are you gonna eat it? I'm like, yeah, okay. And actually, I don't
think anybody needs to worry about you taking down a jar of hot pickles anytime soon.
Not anytime soon. And actually, David just sent through, he made a homemade salsa. His wife made homemade salsa, and it's very good.
Oh,
very, very good.
Is it hot or is it?
No, it's her version of medium, but it's mild and it's really tasty. So like that stuff I'm good with, but yeah, don't send me Twinkies and ring dings, and
that's just sabotage.
It's sabotage, you know. And I'm not blaming them. It's my own fault for eating it and eating it at the rate I did. But it doesn't help, you know.
See, my grandma sends me home with my own pie for Thanksgiving, separate and hidden from everyone, because I'm the favorite.
That's amazing. Is that what it's like to be loved? That's amazing.
Cece, is this the same grandma that was in your stream a few weeks back? That was great. Cece's grandma, I think, was in the stream, and it was just like awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Gator Brick says, I'm totally not indulging. I'm reducing food waste. Yes, I'm reducing the quantity of Ben & Jerry's pints at my local 7-Eleven. Which I did have last night. And you know what? It was good.
The other thing that's hard for someone like you is...
It was the same Nana, Kevin.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Is that, you know, where you are and the work you're doing, kind of having to eat out a lot, kind of.
Yes.
You know, and so that adds a whole, I mean, you got a lot of things going against you, that's for sure.
I do. And my mother, I've mentioned this on my own streams a couple of times, but she is very strict on keeping the kitchen clean and keeping it clean her way clean. So even if I clean it, it's not clean. So
it's not clean. You didn't do it right.
Yeah, and it's a toss up between, hey, you didn't clean right, and then she's like, well, just leave it and I'll take care of it, and then I do, and then she's like, what? Why didn't you clean? So
where's the where was that comment for the was it tracker? Right, tracker something.
The trapper
for the binder thing. The binder.
16 years ago. I don't know where that is.
16 years ago. Let's see. Oh, here, like it's literally the last comment before StreamYard was going to cut it off. Let's see. All right, I'm going to do this one now.
Cool. Americone Dream all day. You know, Gator Bricks, I actually had Netflix and chilled last night, and it was very good. Very, very good.
Literally cold, like chill, like to degrees.
Yeah, it was the outside of it was freezer burn, so I'm like, but no, it was fine on the inside. It was like peanut butter ice cream with pretzel chunks in there with little bits of brownie. Like it was good.
All right, let's get this.
Oh, I could never clean well enough for my mom. She removes the outlet covers to dust them thoroughly. Joe, that's my mother's kind of the same way, man. She's very like that. I like being organized, but like the apartment looks so clean that it looks like it could be popped right into a HGTV show, like at any given point.
It's ready for the realtor tour.
Yeah, 100%. At any given point, literally ever. So like, yeah, it doesn't look lived in, which is not what I go for at all. Like you've seen my office, Kevin. It looks like you live there, and even though you don't. Yeah, unfortunately, because I have so much stuff, and there's even more stuff that I have like offsite storage for. But
what's up, Blaze?
Yo, Blaze. But yeah, I try to keep it organized as best I can and clean, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think your office space is.
No, I don't think I hope it didn't feel dirty being.
No.
That's what I aim for, you know. Like there are definitely friends' houses I go over and I sit on the couch and it's moist and it's like, oh, this is nasty.
What? Okay. So why would it be moist?
So maybe somebody. It's not like moist, like there's liquid in it, but it just feels like it hasn't been like shampooed ever. You know?
Yeah. I know that feeling.
Yeah, it's not moist from fluid. That'd be nastier. But like, it's just. Ugh.
Miss Neverland, I wish my house looked unlived in.
Yeah, no pets, no nothing. Nobody ever comes over, so it's not like there's so
nobody ever comes over. It's kind of sad.
You know, if I sat here and explained my life more and more, Kevin, you might get more upset. So
okay,
we're just gonna move on to hey, it all works out.
It all works out.
Hey, I got you in my life, Kevin. That's a bright spot. For now. Andrea says we try to have a clean house with my sisters before my mom comes home. Even when we clean everything, she always finds something we missed. Of course, that it's in the nature of the mother as an entity to be like, you didn't, but you know, it happens.
Oh man.
But like some are definitely more extreme than others, and some of them don't even care. My friend Alex's mother chain smokes in the house, you know, and it's like, oh, you can see that. You can see the yellow on the walls. It's like, oh,
yeah,
gross.
Yeah,
nasty.
Yeah, I've talked about it before, but that's like, out of all the things in my childhood, I would say like kind of the roughest. And I totally get there's a lot worse things off, but both my parents heavily smoked. Oh. My dad smoked cigars, and my mom smoked cigarettes. And because well, I mean, the thing is that like the smoke is like thicker.
It is thicker,
and it's like, you know, and so since they both smoked and they're both like well aware of it and they're both comfortable with it, like it was very, very rare that windows would be cracked or, you know, they wouldn't go outside. They just smoke inside. And they would smoke in the car. And so me and my siblings were always just kind of subject to it. And of course, as kids do, I remember being as young as elementary school and other kids making fun of me saying, because I smelled like smoke all the time. And I was like, I don't, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I remember because I used to go to my grandparents' house on the weekends every weekend during elementary and middle school, and like they would open up the like my bag, or I'd have it open, and it would just reek of cigarettes. And it wasn't until I think halfway through middle school or early middle school where my mother finally decided to start smoking outside, and it makes all the difference. And secondhand smoke is totally a thing. And even if you don't necessarily believe it has an effect on lungs, it's just like a courtesy thing, like it smells nasty no matter what.
And my mother one time in our entire lives, like up to today, in our entire lives, I'm talking about adulthood, my mother has asked me once to borrow money for cigarettes, and I let her have it. I let her have it, and she has never asked me again. I was like, no, because I've also tried. I've tried so much that I've given up on getting her to stop.
Yeah.
Like I was like that kid that would bring home the like don't smoke pamphlet from your school,
Yeah.
And she got really mad at me for that, about me telling her what to do. And I, later on in my life, I told her, I said, well, I'm done telling you to stop because I've spent a long time in my life trying to tell you to stop. So now I will just have more and more children, and those children will tell you to stop.
Yeah.
Both of my kids tell her to stop all the time, and she's like,
well,
I
can't get mad at her grandchildren.
No, it's kind of a fun scenario to watch play out in real time. What's up, Clutch? Go Birds. And Black Six, same for me. Yeah, not the best.
Yeah, it gets everywhere, and it's, I found people are either like, super offended if you say, hey, stop, or, bring it up, or they're like, oh, I know, and they accept it. So
yeah,
it's just how it is. But yeah, my mother hasn't smoked in at least like, I think 10 years. So she's made that turnaround. So I'm very happy and proud of her for that. I never have smoked anything in my life ever, and I never will. Not at all. I never. There's literally no reason to ever,
I like how you added that anything. I was like, just want to slide that one in there.
Yeah, no, I just don't like the
This is the fancy version, says Howie. This is the fancy version of this.
Yeah, right. The deluxe premium version. I think there's something to like having like a celebratory cigar or something like that, but like even then I'm like, oh no.
Look at it, Black Sis. My dad asked me once to pick up cigarettes while I was running errands. Didn't go well. Yeah, no. I'm not wasting a dollar of my money on something like that.
Never.
All right, let's get another one going here. Let's see. What other back to school ideas you guys got?
What about like a Lunchable?
Oh, yeah, that's troll. Can you type it in the chat so I can post it up on? Yeah, I had Lunchables, man. Was it the sandwiches or the cracker sandwiches or the pizza?
I forget. I didn't. I think I had more as a snack. If I'm being honest with you.
It was the appetizer.
So yeah, I think that was that. But I remember having like the fake processed ham and cheese and
all that stuff. All right, everybody in the chat, Lunchables, cracker sandwiches, or the pizzas?
I think the cracker sandwiches are more iconic, but that's.
I'm gonna draw the cracker sandwich one. I'm just wondering what people prefer.
Oh yeah,
like when they were eating them, because you all did. Don't lie. Every single one of you did.
You know what was the iconic snack or lunch was it's like a narrow pack, and it had the super fake cheese, and you put it on the cracker with the little red spreadable plastic That's is like quintessential elementary school, whatever. And I remember like, putting the fake cheese on the cracker with the red stick, and then and then I would lick out the rest of the cheese.
Oh no, you did not do that. You did not do that. You did that?
Just like my like adolescent tongue
This
just all
this
over that cheese whole thing.
This kid right here was licking the cheese out of the cup. I don't think I ever known anyone that's done that before.
Oh, fellow fat man Jeff says, yeah, Brian, same. See, you can't knock the hustle.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Man, that's sometimes that says something about you.
Oh my goodness. I never in my days. Never in my days. I never did that. I mean, I ate them. I had them. But I was like, oh, all right. I would try to use like as much as the cheese as I could.
You gotta
like,
get
well, it's done. Time to throw this away like a responsible person.
No. The tongue action in there. That's it. Like the Dunkaroos will. Yeah. That's it.
Oh, Blaze licked the cheese too.
You can tell the people that are wicked fat in the chat. You can tell right away. Oh my goodness.
Like this is time to everybody. It's time to own up. Did you lick the cheese out of the? Oh my goodness!
Joe had some class. He used his finger and then licked it. Yeah, I did that occasionally too when I was feeling classy.
When I was feeling classy. Oh my goodness!
Licking cheese out of the cup equals food waste reduction. There you go, Gator. That's it.
Guys unite, says Blaze.
Oh man!
Says
Howie. Yup.
The red little like spreader stick.
Yep. I used to eat that too. No, I'm kidding.
The stick.
Right. Trachea. That's it.
Oh my god. I can't. Wow. This is great.
It's something.
It's something.
Ever use a fudge round as an edible spoon for pudding? A fudge round.
No.
Look up a fudge round. I have a really good life pro tip for all the fat people in a second. Ooh, the fudge rounds, bro. Oh my god, Will. Oh, those things smack. They are so good. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That was like also quintessential elementary school.
Oh, I think I know what you is it like this it's like a fudge square with like nuts on the top?
No. It's like a round fudge. Literally just look up fudge round when you get a second.
Because I'm thinking of like the square that my school would always have. It'd have like a square.
Kevin, squares aren't round. This is a fudge round.
Oh, well, okay, I got you.
A fudge round. You went to art? Come on.
Blaze says, I will still lick the cheese out of the tray.
He's in the GameStop break room. He just got the cheese.
The best, I mean, it's like, this is my store. It's like, get out. Don't look at me.
In the licks, like, thank you for calling GameStop, where you can pre-order your new copy at NBA 2K21. This is Blaze. How can I help you?
That's great.
That's awesome. I love
Blaze. It. Blaze is the real winner here.
I love it so much.
Do you get them now, Blaze? Like, do you purchase them on the regular?
Apparently, yeah. Yeah. Why not?
I'm the boss. I'll lick all the cheese I want. That's right, man.
I love it.
You look at me funny, you're fired. Get out.
Employee walks on the back. He's tongue deep in the cheese. Like, what? What are you gonna say? Nothing.
No, nothing. Yeah, I mean,
that's it, you know.
Exactly.
Cracker sticks are what you eat alone. Then you use your finger to eat the cheese. Exactly. That's it. The warm cookies they used to sell when I was in high school. Oh yeah, they actually stopped those by my senior year because everyone kept buying them and everyone kept getting fat on them. Couldn't happen.
Thank you.
Oh, so life pro tip. Mr. Everland is saying tongue deep in the cheese. Put that on a t-shirt. Put that on a t-shirt.
You know what? I'm gonna say no.
Oh man. Brick Blaze said, do you want to write up? Stop staring at me as he's
get out of here.
All shit off the cheese. So life pro tip that I learned from a friend of mine is if you get 2 Keebler Elves fudge rounds.
Oh no, this sounds like not a good tip. Go ahead.
And you toast a marshmallow over the fire. You use the 2 fudge rounds in lieu of graham crackers and chocolate. You're welcome. Think about it.
Think about it.
Because the inner part of the fudge round, not the fudge round, the Keebler Elves, like, you know, the drizzled chocolate thing.
Yeah.
That, the inner chocolate part of that will melt with the marshmallow, and you still have the graham cracker on the outside. And it's the perfect amount of chocolate and graham cracker. Literally will transform your life.
So Ray, Funny Figs, how can y'all stand that plastic? I can't. I ate this stuff. I remember as a kid. I could not bring myself to eat it today.
Listen, when you are an underprivileged kid growing up in the hood.
But I'm not talking about being a kid. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about today.
Listen, we can't all be fancy like you. We don't have that Kevin Hinkle Patreon money. All right.
Sometimes I don't have the Kevin Hinkle Patreon money either. So, like, Brian, if you had a Lunchable right now in front of you, would you eat it?
No, because I ate a pretty good breakfast because I got stuff to do later. So, like,
okay, fine. In 2 hours from now.
No, because I'm gonna get pizza later.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't.
Or like the cheese. You gonna go cheese licking today in 2020?
I cannot say I'm gonna go tongue deep in the cheese today.
No, okay, wouldn't happen today. What's up, Tease's life? Welcome to the stream.
I just gained 50 pounds listening to the stream. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Oh my goodness.
Moto says to keep going. It's been fun. I mean, hey, I could talk about being fat all day, Moto. I can keep going.
Jeez.
What kind of pizza, Brian? Also, always good to go tongue deep in the cheese. You know it, Jeff.
I was feeling like when I was a kid. I know I talked about this earlier. And bringing it back to the Lunchables. I feel like as a kid, I was always like, I would get the cracker ones a lot. Like that's what my parents would buy. But then I would want the pizza one. I'm like, oh, I want that pizza one. And then every now and then I get the pizza one and be like, I don't want this. And I would like eat it and be like, it's not as good as I want as I thought it would be. And then I go back to the cracker ones and I'd be like, I want the pizza ones.
So I've said on stream before, Jeff, and I'm sure you've heard it, that my pizza, if anyone in here is going to open up a pizza shop and they want to name like a Bricks O'Brien pizza like special, like my pizza would be grilled chicken, feta cheese, and spinach.
That's the Brian special.
Yes, it is very, very good. And that is my go-to pizza that isn't your standard menu thing. But today I'm probably going to get like, you know, grilled chicken on just like cheese pizza or something, you know, keep it basic.
Or no pizza at all.
Hey, no, it's Pizza Friday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You get like a nice Chipotle bowl.
I had Chipotle yesterday.
It's fine. I'm not going to start judging your food options. You do you, man. You do you.
You know, I also tried getting the Freshly meals. I tried that for a while, and a lot of it's kind of repetitive. But
is that the ones that is already made, or you need to like it gives you the ingredients and you got to make it?
They're already made. Yeah, they're in their own like individual serving container, and they're good for like lunch. If you have like lunch, like if you work in an office and you bring that as your lunch for the day, it's perfect. Like it's the perfect serving size for lunch, and it's all natural ingredients, and it fills you up. They're good. It's just that there's not that much of a selection. So if you did it for like a month, you start
repeating. Yeah.
Atiz's
life says it was her first week of school. So, hey, this is a topical theme for you today.
There you go.
Back to school.
Spanish pizza with Alfredo sauce instead of tomato sauce. Oh, man, I know I'm full fat guy, but like Alfredo sauce, like
you know what I just remembered? Us, you saying you took us to that pizza place in Boston.
Yes.
And you were like, I don't feel good. I'll probably only have a slice. And I was like, Brian, where did your pizza go?
Man, that was good pizza. That was good pizza.
The drastic difference between an entire pizza and a slice is so funny to me.
Hey, just for clarification for the chat, it was a small 10-inch pizza. It was not a full large pizza, so don't get it.
It was not. Yeah, it was not like a family size pizza. But oh man, it was funny.
And then Joey, you know, bless his soul, right? But he got the 4-cheese pizza, and then the waitress was like, "Yeah, so you want the 4 cheeses with the basil on it?" And I felt like being like the mother and saying like, "Joey, you know you don't want basil on that." You know, I felt like saying that, but I'm like, I'm not his mother. Come on now, he'll eat it, like it's on there, whatever. Then he picks every single piece of green off the pizza. I'm like, Joey, just eat the basil, bro. Like, I should have said
some. My son grew some basil in his garden, and it was actually what's funny is when I mean, we're not gardening experts by any means,
sure,
but I was trying to give him something to do while life was falling apart.
Yeah.
And so we did a little garden. We did tomatoes, carrots, and basil.
Nice.
And the reason we did, I wasn't planning on doing basil, but I was doing some very light internet research, and they're like, basil attracts insects, so it'll keep the insects away from your thing. And it actually was right on the money. Like the first like sprue of basil that popped up was like annihilated by bugs, but they didn't touch anything else. And I was like, well, there we go. And so then the next batch came up, and we pulled off a lot of the basil leaves, and that night we did have pizza, and I put that on the pizza. I was like, this is pretty good. Eating some basil that my son made from his garden on the pizza. He did not want any because he's a child.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to eat any of this. That's the other irony, is that, you know, he's a little kid. He's a 7-year-old kid.
Sure. So
he made a garden, and he did not want to eat a single thing he grew in the garden. He's like, I don't like carrots. I'm not eating those. I don't like tomatoes. I'm not eating any of those tomatoes.
Yeah, he'll get there one day.
Oh. I was like, but he was so proud that he grew. I was like, you grew these? Don't you want to try them? He's like, no. All right, there's our Lunchable container. I just need to draw the cracker next to it.
Brian, try trifecta meals. I'm gonna get them soon. I'll look into that. CC, thank you. Jeff was talking about a buffalo chicken pizza with ranch as the sauce and buffalo drizzled all over it with mozzarella. Man, that's a good pie. Ooh, Jeff, I feel myself going into cardiac arrest already.
Black 6 raw tomatoes are gross. Well, I don't mind raw tomatoes. Put a little salt on it. But we did roast. It has been very fruitful, pun intended, on that tomato bush. And so we roasted up a whole pan of them last night. He didn't want any of those either.
Edith Bricks says adults get cheese only pizza. So what I will say to that is when I have a actual. I'm not pulling it out of the thin air here. Let me
go ahead.
Give me a second here. So if you go to a pizza place and let's say it's one of your first times, or you're just feeling like, you know, you want to gauge the quality of the pizza place, getting a standard cheese pizza is the ultimate way to judge whether it's a good pizza place or not. Because if they mess that up, then how can you trust anything else?
That's fair. That's fair.
And in Joey's case, he only eats chicken nuggets, hamburgers, and pizza anyway. So he got the 4 cheeses on the cheese pizza. And I'm like, dude,
you be nice to Joey, Jess.
Hey, I'm always nice to Joey. And he's fully aware. It's not like he's head in the clouds when it comes to his picky eating. He is fully aware.
No, I think at this point we care so much about Joey. I think we're like related.
Yeah.
I feel like we're no longer friends. We're like I was saying, remember, I was like, we got aunt and uncle coming over for this. Joe, you got to start taking better care of yourself. Yeah. We should start like patting them on the sides and using that like the auntie accent. All right, let's see. Well, we need another one. I have completed the Lunchables. We need another back to school suggestion.
We're so consumed talking about Lunchables and whatnot that we're just so sidetracked.
I mean, it's school related.
Yeah.
Andres, once I was in vacation and we ate fast food almost every day. So in the 4th day, I was like, I need something fresh. So I ordered a Caesar salad with French fries. Let's see what we got. Draw the kindergarten gang on top of the school playground. That sounds like a lot of people involved.
That's a lot of work.
That sounds like a lot of characters involved. Ooh, Crayola markers. That's some old school and pun intended.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Let me get some.
Daily Brick has never had Lunchables. You're not really missing out, I guess. It's fine.
Is it just me, or is there like a really low hum, or is it just me?
I have a little bit of music on in the background here, so I don't actually know.
I feel like I'm hearing like a really low.
Maybe it's your hearing going.
No, it's only in the headphones too. I don't hear it outside. Weird. All right. Crayola.
Oh, Andres' suggestion you got to do next. It's the giant TV on the.
That gets wheeled in.
My goodness.
That gets wheeled in. Yeah, there it is again. Whatever. I don't know. I do have the fan is like not close to me. Maybe you guys can hear it because it's like I said, I have to actually get up and go around the table to go mess with it. But hopefully you're not hearing. Hopefully it's just in my head.
Yeah, when you saw that. Oh wait, could it be on my end? Maybe I don't think so.
I don't know. It's not happening right now.
Oh, okay. Well,
every now and then it comes on and it only stays on for a couple seconds and then it goes away. But it's like a really like deep hum and then it's done.
Oh. Apparently Gator Brick said the word bus and then Joseph timed him out for 300 seconds. I don't know why.
Oh, what happened?
Gator Bricks literally said the word bus.
Oh.
And then Joseph was like, no. And then
why are you timing it? Joseph Zawada?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, first of all, congratulations on being modded, Joseph Zawada. Because you're a patron, so I threw you in the when I redid the, like I said, I moved all the patrons into mod status. And Joseph's like, I'm gonna time you out. I apologize. Joseph is learning these powers.
We will not say anything of constructive conversation so you don't feel left out.
Yes. We'll remain quiet while you're in timeout so you come back.
Yeah, right.
That marker is a little weird.
So yeah, that's how you knew it would be a good day in school when that TV, the VHS player.
Yeah, the substitute rolls it out.
Yeah. Which
pay your way to power. Yeah, absolutely, buddy.
100%. I do know what a VHS is and what a VHS player is. All right, chat. So if anyone is like, well, Brian, you're the, I know what it is. Floppy disks, I don't know. So,
but yeah, also if, let me know, Jeff, if you're ever interested in popping into this stream and helping me with the chat, like what Brian's doing, you let me know. I would give Jeff the option to come help me out with that.
Jeff is decent.
He's all right.
Yeah. Insomniac, I do not know what I know what a rotary phone is, but I've never used one. I was growing up while they were phasing out the telephone landlines at like the random stalls, not the booth, but like, the payphones. So that I did not grow up with. I did not have a floppy disk either. I definitely had VHS, DVD, and CDs, obviously. Did Joseph ever even respond to his action?
No,
he's
too mortified. He's too mortified right now. He can't say anything.
Yep.
He's too upset. It's all right. Accidents happen. Okay, Kevin. Yeah, no, I mean, you don't have to. I'm just throwing it out there because if you ever had an interest in it and you were available on a Friday morning, just let me know. It's no big deal.
Daily Brick says he's got to get some stuff from Kevin's Etsy store. Love those stickers and prints. Hey, what are you waiting for?
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
If everyone just allocated a little bit of money to Kevin's store instead of more 501st battle sets, then the world might
or 501st battle packs.
You don't need to buy another pack or an AAT. Go buy something from his store, all right?
I do feel bad sometimes when I see folks like they're trying to push different projects and things, and they have like these major followings, and I'm like, man, if like 1% of your following, you know what I'm saying? Like David Pagano has been trying really hard for the last year to push his Bill and Ted Ideas project, and Paganimation has a massive following, has a huge subscriber base and following on everything, and hundreds of people on email distribution lists and all kinds of touch points. And his project is, I think, less than 1 week away from being archived because he wasn't able to get the support for it.
Really?
And I'm just like, man, if like 1% of the people that follow your content did it, then it would be done.
Yeah, Lego Ideas is like not a very, like, it's an easy enough process, but not easy enough to get a lot of fair weather people to like really want to get involved. So like it takes a lot of people, like they need to be really energized about either what you're doing or they're like just more in the space to really like care. Like it's a certain type of person, I feel like.
Yeah. All right. I drew that on the wrong layer. So congratulations, folks. That finally happened today.
Layer check.
Layer check. And now we need to merge that back down. Brick has died of dysentery. Are you on the Oregon Trail?
Dang it.
Stickers are better than 501st Battle Packs is CC.
I will agree.
Daily Brick says, I'm just waiting for money.
Oh, yeah. And I totally kidding. Totally kidding with that comment I made earlier, Daily Brick. But yeah, that's what just a overall comment I make about stuff, you know.
Things.
The behaviors of which people behave, you know.
Indeed. So let's see. We should probably go primary with these bad boys. Got some red, yellow, blue.
As I'm sitting on like oogles of Mario sets, I'm like, not everybody should get, 16 of a set. Like there I am, the like, top 1/10 of 1% of Lego YouTuber. Whatever.
The top 10%.
The top 1/10 of 1% of all Lego YouTubers. Those Hanlon brothers.
The Hanlon brothers.
The O'Hanlons.
Oh no, they're gonna be like the Koch brothers. It's gonna be like the Hanlon brothers of the YouTube, whatever ecosystem.
Yep.
Let's see here.
Ideas for some is about popularity. Oh, 10,000%. The more popular you are, the better off you do. And it's either an ideas project lands and it skyrockets to 10,000 because it's hot. And there's plenty of projects that have, capitalized on that, which is one way to do it. But there's also a ton of projects on there that are super old, that are very well done builds, and there's a slow burn over time. And then as it rises higher and higher, more people start to support it because it's on the up and up. So like 35 projects being approved in that one line is kind of ridiculous, and was something I want to talk about on the Quarantine Cast probably next week with Josh, because we didn't really have a good opportunity to, because we had Sam and Nick on, and don't want to rip it apart or anything like that right then.
Well, not in their company.
No. And not that I rip it apart either, but like, a lot of those projects I don't think are qualified at all to be, sets in any capacity, but
Gator Bricks is back. Sorry about that, Gator Bricks. Joseph does not want to own up to it. He's too
hey, Joseph just doesn't like buses.
Or he put the phone in his pocket and it's like a random timeout and then it's just done.
Yep. That might be it.
Green.
Daily Brick, have a good day.
See you later. Oh, I was going to say about ideas. The one thing I wanted to say about ideas and like number of projects and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I know I've said this before, but just to give, again, people a little bit of a context into the behind the scenes, the way it works at Lego in terms of products is you only get a certain number of SKUs, which would be a certain number of sets that you can make every year. And that number will change year over year, but it is not going to change within the year. So if, for example, if they say Star Wars, you get 25 sets this year, it's going to stay at 25 sets that year. Yeah. That's what it's going to be. And then if it does well, then the next year when they're doing the whole discussion about budgets and allocation, they can say, oh, you did really good. How about we give you 2 more SKUs next year?
Right.
That's how Ideas works. It works the same way. So Ideas has a certain number of SKUs they get every year. It'll say like, you can make 10 products this year. That number regardless of what happens on the platform, is not going to change. So like if they have 100 projects go into review, but the budget said that they get to make X number of that is going to stay the same, and there's literally nothing they can do to change it. If Lego idea sets sell well, which they mostly do, then that changes the discussion for the following year on can ideas make more products.
So
and so the review people, which it is a team of people. I used to be on the group of people. It's a lot. It's like 50 people. If they want, or if they're trying to think about how many SKUs they can have, it puts them in a slightly impossible position because they're afraid that there might be something better, like in the next review period or whatever. Like it's a weird kind of lose scenario, because they are thinking, okay, we get X number of sets for the year. We can only do those X number of sets, but we have no way to know how many sets will hit that review period.
Sure.
And so there is a little bit of this manipulation of, well, I think we're going to pass because we think something better will be here next time.
So what I will follow up with that on, like, I didn't hear the second part of your statement when you've talked about it before in terms of like, all right, if the theme does well, then they get 2 more next year. The way I had interpreted what you said before is like, no, they get 10 sets and they get 10 sets the next year and that's it. It'll never change. And I'm like, I disagree with that.
No.
There would be more added over time. So
it doesn't change within the year.
Yeah, and that makes sense. That totally makes logistical sense. But I thought you meant it as there's 10 ever and that's it, done. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think that's, but yeah, okay. Clarified. I agree.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it does kind of suck though, because when you do have, like, for example, these waves, we're going to do Bama Bricks suggestion.
There you go.
When you have these waves where you're like, oh, wow, 35 are in there. It didn't change how many SKUs the platform gets.
No.
So it just puts them in a worse position.
Well,
both the deciders and I guess the people that posted it on there.
I don't necessarily think it makes it worse odds. So Andres says, like, one of the projects is Go to the Limit is a Chilean TV show, and many people are like, yeah, epic and whatever, but I don't think it's going to happen. I can promise you on my life that's not going to happen, because outside of Chile, America, no clue what that is. UK, no clue what that is. China, absolutely not. So there is no audience in the major markets for Lego at all, except in Chile, which if you got 10,000 Chilean people that love that show, bam, obviously it's going to hit 10,000, but that doesn't necessarily mean it has broad worldwide appeal. Not that every idea set does, but, you know, like Big Bang Theory is a massive hit over here, and I'm sure over in UK as well. That's enough to justify, all right, let's do this. Same thing, Stranger Things, and for Seinfeld and whatever. So certain things work better than others. Just because it gets 10,000 votes, that doesn't mean anything. A lot of the things on ideas are glorified mocks that could be a modular set. It could be this, it could be that. It'd be cool to have it, but you put your mock up that you designed in Digital Designer, and on a whim, there it goes, 10,000. But of all the projects that are on ideas right now, not to really shift the conversation too deep into it, but to give my, like, honest, what I think is going to happen. What's like, where do I view the newest review period? Not that it's like a big deal.
Oh, isn't it in the blog?
Yes. Gotcha. Okay. So record breaking 35 number. The ones that I think are going to make it, spoiler alert for this discussion, probably on Tuesday. Avatar: The Last Airbender, because of how popular that show is, and Lego had the license before. You know, they're coming out with a Netflix show. Like, you got to think of all these different things when you are looking at it. You can't just think like, oh, this is a cool thing, it's going to happen. Like, not necessarily. Like, yeah, 31 Minutos, probably not. I love the Seasons in Time calendar. That thing is awesome. I don't know if it'll make it, but it's really cool. I really love that one. Like, for example, I follow Lego Truman on Instagram, and the Lego Doggo one is great, but I can tell you right now that's not going to be a set, because you're going to get this mom that walks into the Lego store and says, "Hey, do you have a Boston Terrier Lego?" No, unfortunately, that's not a part of this kit. Well, what do you mean? Like, you have all these dogs. Where's my dog? And that's going to be a very contentious point for people. They're not going to make it. Like, it's just little things like that, like, and Kevin, you know this, the retail experience, like, people they just don't get it, or they're whatever, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Lego is also incredibly, I don't know what the right word is, but they do look at all of these little, like, how would this be perceived? How would this be?
Yeah.
And the thing is, here's the other ironic thing. They do that in the areas where sometimes they doesn't matter. And then they completely space over other areas where that should have been a huge point. I don't know. Maybe that's just corporate. That's how corporate is. It's like they will scrutinize something like that. But then you'll have another thing like, well, how would they let this happen? It's like, I don't know. I don't know how they let that happen. But they have these, especially with something like the review period, they do get like super in depth about all the different ways that you can examine it. But yeah, anything that's not a hit, like a guaranteed hit in a major market, and a major market is going to be North America, Europe, or Asia. That's it.
Yeah.
If it's not a hit there, it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
And that's just because those are the people that are part of the review. They represent those markets. And so the European marketing manager is not going to give the approval to something based on Latin America. There's not.
They're not going to approve the Bangladesh National Parliament building. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing is as they sell, you know, if people want there to be more idea sets, then the idea sets that are currently made need to sell better, because if they sell better, then the performance data justifies Lego ideas as a product theme getting more SKUs per year.
Right.
And then more SKUs per year means more approved projects.
Right.
Number of projects hitting review, number of projects hitting 10,000, number of projects being submitted don't change the number that can be added to the shelves in any way. That's just makes it harder and harder and harder for the people making the decisions to make the decision. That's all that is. Right. So you know, I've seen a lot of people comment that like, oh, well, because of this, they're going to add more SKUs. Like, they will not. That doesn't have anything to do with
maybe
that.
Next year. Maybe.
It's only if it sells.
Right.
It's only if it's, I mean, in terms of making adjustments to the platform, like that can happen, but it wouldn't change. Again, it doesn't change the number of SKUs, like the number of products produced. That's not a Lego Ideas thing. That's a Lego company thing.
Right.
Like, there's nothing they can't get around the system.
Right.
Just because they're ideas. Believe me, they tried that many times. Where it's like, well, we're ideas. And like, well, and it's like, and you still have to perform.
Not even like that in itself too, but like a lot of these designs, like if you were to execute on them well and better than the designer did them, which, you know, they probably would, considering these are Lego, you know, builders creating these for products to market. Like, if you do the house from up, how are you going to pull off those balloons without it being a repetitive building experience, keeping it stable and keeping it accurate to what it is? Like, a lot of those things are still factors to keep in mind, and it might just not make sense to do that. And Up isn't necessarily the most popular, you know, set of, or rather movie of the Pixar lineup. They did one Wall-E set and then it's gone, and then that's it, you know. And I love that set. I have it, but my
what's up, Ben?
Hello, Ben. As I'm looking through a lot of these submissions, like a lot of these are like quintessential like ideas sets to me. Like Seasons in Time calendar, I think, is like a perfect idea set. I really like the Night at the Museum one in general, not because of the movie, but just because of how it looks in general. But like, yeah, like the Naruto one is cool, but I'm not a Naruto guy, so I don't really have a stake in that. But I love, for the record, not that anyone cares, Ratatouille, Seasons in Time, and Avatar. Those would be my picks. I love those ones. And I love Portal too, but Portal had its time to shine in Dimensions, and that's it.
My thing about Avatar is I feel like Avatar, I don't know if I necessarily want to comment on any of the other ones, but Avatar in particular seems like that one in this batch that there is always one in every batch that is like a home run that Lego will not do.
And like I don't know why. Like, you know, back in the day when they had Avatar, they did the 2 sets and they were things from the show, but the 3rd set to come out of that was clearly Appa, and it never happened. So like if they just did the 1 set of the 6 of them and that's it. Like that's all you ever need to do ever.
But the thing back then though, again, it was kind of an impossible, it was a no-win scenario because Avatar was launched as an experiment and if Nickelodeon Lego sets would sell well. And it was because if you look at the SpongeBob sets, they weren't branded SpongeBob, and the Avatar sets, it was branded Lego Nickelodeon. That was the brand, and they launched both at the same time to see which one would be the hotter property at the time. And of course, SpongeBob's going to win.
Of course.
So that's why it spawned into SpongeBob for like 5 years.
That's what makes it interesting about this review period. We'll find out about next in fall, which should really be any day. Is a part of this wave is the Krusty Krab from SpongeBob, which I think is another home run. If they did Krusty Krab and they were working with Nickelodeon again, I'd be like, all right, that makes Avatar that much more likely because there's some connection there. Even though Netflix is doing the series, Nickelodeon still holds the rights.
Yeah, I just feel like there's always, I mean, you probably agree with me that there always seems like there's 1 or 2 in each wave that you're like, that is a home run, and they never do it. It's like they always go like a different direction. Like, all right. And I mean, it is what it is. You're not gonna sit there and hold a grudge about it. Like, whatever, it's your decision. But I just feel like there is always that one that I'm like, oh, that's a no-brainer, and then they never do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like things that fall in that line that couldn't be made independently. So like a part of this upcoming review is the Hyrule Castle from Breath of the Wild, and I don't think that's going to happen just because I think if Lego is going to make a Nintendo castle, it's going to be Peach's castle and not the Hyrule Castle. Sorry, Kevin, but I think that's just how it is. But I want it to happen. The stable is probably the one that I wanted to get approved, but they could make that themselves, you know? I don't know if there's too many ideas that have happened where I'm like, oh, this would have only happened in ideas, and it's definitely not going to happen.
Let's see, Jeff, those sets were based on the film, not the show.
Avatar.
I mean, if you're talking about Avatar, then incorrect. Yeah. It was 100% based on the cartoon. It was not based on the film. I don't think the film was out then.
No, the old Avatar film, like the.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think it was out then.
No, it was not. No.
But yeah, the 2 sets that came out, the Fire Nation ship and the whatever Air Temple, those were absolutely based on the cartoon.
Yeah. They did a Krusty Krab twice actually, Joe, and I think there's some sort of market there for like a big Krusty Krab that like if they're gonna do, they could do a ton of SpongeBob sets, obviously, like they did back then. But if they were to do one that I would want, it would either be the lineup of the 3 houses or the Krusty Krab. So you could put all the characters in the Krusty Krab and call it a day, you know?
Gasp. My bad.
And yeah, Ratatouille got passed on last time. I love Ratatouille, but I can only hope. It's a great build, but
I think Ratatouille is a great movie, but I don't ever consider Ratatouille to be like in oh, I did that on the wrong layer, didn't I? Yeah, I did.
You know, so when I went to Disney, the amount of merchandise I saw for WALL-E and Ratatouille, it was nothing. Literally nothing. And I'm like, oh, like,
really?
Right, nothing at all. Like there's maybe a Remy plush for Ratatouille, but that's it. There's not like there's more stuff for Nightmare Before Christmas than there is for Ratatouille and WALL-E.
Yeah, so I was saying, like, I think it's a great film. I personally don't usually put Ratatouille in like my subconscious of like top Pixar movies of all time. Like, I just don't. Like, right. I do think WALL-E, and I think Toy Story, and Monsters Inc. and Cars. Like, I feel like those are like the timeless,
yes,
forever known Pixar movies, and I actually forget about Ratatouille all the time.
My top 3 is Cars, WALL-E, and Ratatouille. For me personally,
is it because of the food?
No, it. Shut up. It has
you shut your mouth.
No, yeah, it has to do with like, all right, you know, this guy has no creative ability, and he can whip this stuff up with the help of, you know, whoever. And just the vibe, the setting of it being in France, and like it is about like I want to learn how to cook someday, so like that is part of it, but it wasn't like the food. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. And
well, I mean, it is, like I said, it's a good movie. I just don't
yeah.
put it up there in like top Pixar like lexicon.
Yeah. Nightmare Before Christmas idea set would be cool. I mean, I don't know if it could justify having an idea set, but we got the 2 figures, so that's a good start at least.
Up, Wall-E, and The Incredibles.
I think like Up was just like, you know, obviously the first 10 minutes are heart-wrenching, but it didn't like
every time, man. Every time.
Yeah, when I watch that, I'm like, wow, this is really dark. Wow.
And the thing is that it's not, I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's just life. Yeah. And like every time I watch that, I think back to my own, like everything that, I mean, I've been with my wife for 20 years, and I think back to all the times that we've like have had issues and troubles, and, you know, life has thrown an axe into everything. Like, and I'm like, man, this is just like life.
Yep.
It's just like you start relating all your personal stories to everything that's going on.
I'll actually be right back. I'm gonna use the facilities.
I got this.
I have to entertain the chat for a little while.
And now we sit in silence. Brick's idea. It was nice listening to you talking while working, talking about eating. I'll go to the restaurant now with my wife without the kids. A long time since we did that. Oh, nice. Enjoy. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Talking dogs, man. Talking dogs. Yeah. Release him. The talking dogs. So, Bama, I kind of loosely based that dad on you, if you were curious. Wasn't necessarily the plan. The sound of silence. This is why I like to have somebody else with me, because then otherwise I just sit here and do this. I just draw. I don't usually talk to myself when I draw. I know that maybe is slightly shocking. Inside Out was good. Yeah, Inside Out was really good. I'm actually really looking forward to what's it, Soul, right? That's the next one. Pixar Soul. That one looks really good too. And I actually didn't have an interest in seeing Coco in theaters, but I saw it after the fact, and I was like, I should have saw this in theaters. It was really good. I'm sure my Mexican side of my family would be very upset to know that I had no interest in watching a movie about Day of the Dead. But I regretted that after I saw it later, after the fact. My body is ready for Dune. It looks crazy good. Blaze, Coco is great. Saw it in theaters. Yep. Not shocking. I am Captain Quiet when I build. That is fine with me. I approve that message. It's kind of like a purple. How about this? Yeah, there was a lot of Dune chatter online when that trailer dropped. I know nothing about Dune. I've never played Dune. Never really had an interest in Dune, so it kind of goes over my head, unfortunately. CC, yeah, Soul looks like a good time. Coco, as a part Hispanic household, we love. Yeah, Coco is good stuff. And yeah, so much of that I was like having all the memories of visiting my grandparents and stuff. I'm like, this is how their house looks. They also have, as we'd call it, the Jesus corner with all the Virgin Mary statues and just the way the house looked remind me so much of my family and growing up. Played Dune's a book night. Oh, I don't know. That's your evidence in how I don't know anything about it. I thought it was a game. I thought it was like a wait. So it's a movie? I don't even know anything about this. The spice must flow, Kevin. I don't understand the trailer of Dune since I haven't read the books, but I thought, man, I have to. Okay, I thought it was a game. I'm so off. Like, I thought it was a trailer for a game coming out. I didn't even I didn't watch the trailer either. So I was like, thought everybody was like, oh, I'm so excited for this. I can't wait to play it. I thought was the consensus. My bad. Oops. Dune is the book Lucas took a lot of ideas from. Never really had a good movie adaptation, though. Okay. Yeah, that's a good. Julian, we should do an Apple for the teacher. That'd be a nice one to do. We'll do that one next because it's also a nice way to end the stream. Just finishing up this one. Nobody suggested. I actually mentioned it when I was trying to think of symbols for school. Was that apples? Greetings from Apple World. All right, that's there we go. This is a kid, online learning, disgruntled father. And I'll do an apple. All right, let's put this one on the screen. And there is someone taking a shower in the bathroom upstairs right above my head. If you're hearing water all of a sudden, it's not in your mind.
Maybe you are imagining the water.
Am I? I don't think so.
Just might be.
I guess I'll put it down here.
Julian, how you doing today, man?
Actually, yeah, we didn't get a school bus, Jeff. We did a school bus when we did the vehicles episode, which was not too long ago. Do you like apples, Brian?
I do, yes. I love being able to go to a apple picking place, grab a bunch of apples. Typically where I go, there's like other, fruit there, pick from the orchards, and then get some apple cider donuts. It's usually an opportunity for me to get some honey, and I love honey. So it's always a good time.
I hate that all cartoons in my entire life have led me to believe that apples are like you should only eat Red Delicious apples, and Red Delicious are like gross.
You don't like them?
They're way like too tart and just like I like apples. I like pretty much almost every other apple, but I don't like Granny Smith apples and I don't like Red Delicious apples. Like they're like too much for me. I like every other type of apple, but there's like I don't know. I also feel equally as Black Six. Red Delicious is just about the worst apple. I know, and it's like in every cartoon, but it's like spinach. How like Popeye is like, this is great. And it's like, oh, I can't wait. I'm like, this is horrible. Like, yeah. I like fresh spinach. Like, it's not like cooked really in any way. But yeah. I like Fuji apples are really good.
I haven't had a good variety of apples to experience, so unfortunately I don't know.
Yeah, it's all good. How about a short bus to switch things up, says Gator Bricks.
Now, this probably be like one of the last ones.
Yeah, yeah, probably. I'll make it the most detailed apple I've ever drawn.
Yeah, right. Julian, I've been okay, hanging in there. I'm a little tired this morning, but, it is what it is, right?
Oh, we got the sister-in-law on the stream. Very good. I was worried for a second.
Hello.
Get my family in there. Support me.
There you go. Yeah, I always love a good like apple picking afternoon.
Yeah.
That's totally like fall vibes right there. Like I gotta do something this fall that's like typical fall stuff because Halloween isn't gonna happen. Like not that I trick or treat, obviously, but like that sort of stuff isn't gonna happen.
Trick or treat. Here's my stickers.
Twitch.tv/BricksO'Brien. Give me candy.
Yeah, that is kind of sad that that's not. I mean, it's sad for the kids. They like that kind of stuff. You think all the Halloween candy is going to get deep discount? Because I mean,
I think that they're going to be slightly discounted before Halloween, and then after Halloween, it's going to be even more bonkers. Like,
because I mean, usually it is pretty discounted when Halloween's done.
It tanks.
But if there's not going to be really a Halloween before,
right?
You know, if one of my students gave me an apple, I wouldn't eat it. That's a suspicious thing to do. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you giving me an apple?
Totally.
Doing like a half red, half goldish kind of color on this
there
apple.
You go. Yeah, CC, that's like quintessential New England fall, is like putting on your, not that I put on my Uggs, but putting on the Uggs to go apple picking in the orchard on a crisp October afternoon, get some apple cider, you know, go on a hayride, something like that.
Yeah, right. We've done those things.
Yeah.
One thing I'm really glad that we did is that we spent the money and did, you know, the official really high professional photography photos in like the autumn setting.
Yeah, that's what you typically, I see those photos a lot.
Like that is the equivalent. So anybody who's, you know, we got some people from Texas watching in the chat. Anyone from Texas knows that if you live in Texas, you need to take your family picture in the bluebonnet fields. That's what you do. And just like here in New England, you got to take like that family portrait in front of the fall colors. And it's actually really nice. It's like really, really nice. And I was like delaying it for so many years. I'm like, we need to do this before when and if we move. You know, like we need to make this happen. And so I'm glad we did that.
CC saying, Brian, you don't have Uggs and a romp? I'm shook. I know, right?
I would be more suspicious if you look like the apple dipped in poison.
Yep.
It's got like a skull face on it and poison. That would be a little worrisome.
You know, speaking of a skull type thing, this is something I realized while I was looking out over the Boston Harbor, and I'm like, there's all these boats here, and there must be some sort of law about it, but I've never seen like a boat have the skull and crossbones like on a pirate ship. Like I
don't think you can.
Yeah,
that's probably a thing.
Checked out their boat to look like a pirate ship, like, because that would be cool, right? You know, somebody had to have thought of it and been like, man, that'd be cool to have like a classic pirate ship, but it's probably illegal.
Ben says there is exactly 12 minutes of fall in Austin, and we just had them. And it's gone. That's about right. This is the most detailed apple ever. So yeah, we definitely don't have enough time to do another one. But that's the last one. So let me turn off the comment and let me get this drawing tablet out of my way, and we'll take a tour of everything so we can wrap up for today, because believe it or not, folks, 3 hours has elapsed again. I know it's kind of crazy how fast it goes. Hey, what's your real name? It's me, Sebastian. I just forgot your name. That's a shame. I'm sorry you forgot my name.
His name is Derek.
It's a weird thing. It can't be a real one. It's like, what is this random question? So yeah, let's take a tour. Let's look at everything we drew, and then we'll wrap up today. Here we go. So we started up here. Today our theme was back to school. So back to school, we did some homework with a grade. I gave it an A+. I felt like I was in a good mood. And then we moved on to a pencil that is fearfully entering a pencil sharpener. There we go. We've got a minifig, Lego minifig that's at school getting bored, waiting for the day to be over, looking at the clock. Here is a locker stuffed to capacity with, I don't know what, assignments, books, papers, notes from your friends. We've got the big kid in gym class running. So he's just trying to catch up. And then this is the tracker keeper, right? Tracker keeper.
Yeah.
That's there's that. Apparently, this is the fancy version. We've got some math that's coming back to seek revenge. I do like that plus coming off of it. That's pretty cool. This guy's just irritated. The square root. He's just irritated. Nobody wants to do square root. That's why he's irritated. We've got a teacher right here she's not having it. Just really looking forward to the day. That's my son wanting to know your name. Oh, Kevin. Doesn't remember his uncle's name. This is first grade, Brian.
I love it so much.
The apple juice.
Yeah,
there's a lot of parts of this that are pretty funny.
There is. I'll send you a picture later of me in first grade. It's close.
Here we have our milk carton with a missing multi-eyed goat. Yeah, CC Tracker Keeper is a thing. I didn't know what it was either, so you can look it up and see if I did a good job.
CC is young. She doesn't know.
I didn't know what it was. I knew what it was like in physical appearance. I didn't know that's what it was called. Here is a kid with a gigantic pencil. My teacher looks like a Karen. I did look up kind of a Karen-ish hairstyle. All right, we've got lunch. This one may be my favorite of the day.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Lunchable ham and cheddar. Ham and cheddar.
I love the way you captured the packaging, like the dots on there.
Oh yeah, man,
it's great.
Reference. All about that reference material. And then we've got here's the apple. There we go. And here is a kid. This one I think is also a really good representative photo of today. We've got a little kid who's on the computer taking his Zoom classes with a parent who's digitally frustrated. Mm-hmm. And we got some headphones that goes kind of right in line with that drawing with the headphones there. And up here we've got the Kevin and Brian dual combo lunchbox and thermos. I was gonna say
soon.
I was gonna say Kevin says eat your vegetables. Brian says you're fine, or some I don't know, something contradictory to what I just said. We've got some Crayola markers. There we go. Was that it? That might have been it, right? Yeah, that is it. There we go. Here's our back to school. There's everything right there from back to school. So as always, I appreciate all you guys coming by and hanging out for 3 hours. It really does blow my mind how fast this goes every Friday. Remember that if you popped in at the end, or you would like to just get a really quick recap on Monday at 12. I'm kind of trying to drive home that consistency so you guys know when and where to look. But Monday at noon, I will have the 5-minute time lapse of today's stream, so you can see everything in a quick 5 minutes without any of the banter. So it doesn't have to you can have a chill way to catch up. Outside of that, thank you guys again for just supporting my work in general. Appreciate it. Thanks to all the patrons for their continuous support. Thanks to Brian for being in here today and watching the chat and having wonderful dialogue as per usual. And I guess I will see you guys next time on the next stream next Friday. Let me make sure there's no interruptions. Yep. No, we're good. So I'll see you guys next Friday for the next Doodle stream. Same time, same place, same channel. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you guys later. Bye.
See ya.